Good afternoon, I'm Tyler Danberg. The Memorial Tournament is one day away, but the festivities have begun. World number one Scotty Scheffler, seeking his third straight Memorial title, started today's Golden Bear Pro-Am at 7 a.m. in a field that includes Peyton Manning, Luke Bryan, Rob Lowe, and Chris Pratt. Scheffler and PGA winner Aaron Rai will be paired Thursday afternoon at 1:35 for round one. The NBA Finals begin tonight as the Knicks visit the Spurs at 8:30 in a rematch of the 1999 NBA Finals. Finals MVP Tim Duncan and San Antonio best in New York in 5 games that year. Women's tennis top-ranked Aryna Sabalenka was upset in 3 sets by Diana Schneider at the French Open quarterfinals. Both men's and women's world number ones are now out of Roland Garros. Baseball Guardians visit the Yankees at 7:05. Reds look to win the series versus the Royals at 7:10. Up next, Rothman and Ice live from the halfway house at the Memorial from noon to 3 right here on The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
It's time to add some spice to your nooner. Nooner Funny. This is the place where big-time guests, bold opinions, and little cute doggies come together. This is Rothman and Ice.
Sponsored by Pella Columbus, the #1 rated windows and doors in Columbus.
All right, here we go. They let us back in. Another year at Memorial from Jack's Place. Rothman and Ice, Anthony Rothman, my man, Matty Ice Hayes. We're locked in here, as TD said, from the halfway house, or the lake house, as they like to refer to it as. Chef John back there, he's already got my special order. This is one of the most glorious days for the Memorial because it's the Pro-Am. And so you get everything. You get beautiful weather today. You get a very casual attitude. Yeah. You get celebs. You get the pros intermixing. And the list is just crazy with the celebrities that come through here to play golf at Jack's Place. It's awesome.
It's amazing. I mean, you touched on the weather. This is picture perfect. I don't know if it gets much better than this. This is the ideal day, I believe, for almost everybody. You're talking mid-70s AR, not a cloud in the sky, and golf to be played all weekend long. Yeah, it is a who's who type of day. It was awesome. You know, walking down to the halfway house, you walk across, you see Andre Iguodala, you see all type of NBA players and celebrities, and then I get to see you, another celebrity, and just get to work with you for 3 hours. So life is great.
Life is the low humidity, the slight breeze.
Perfect.
The fact that we are just paid to be here today, which is awesome. But it is about Jack's tournament and the 50th anniversary, and Scotty Scheffler going for a three-peat, and Rory's here. It's one of the rare, prestigious events on tour that he has not won. He's got kind of a strange history here. It's when he's kind of been a little bit of a love-hate relationship with the renovations and things. I don't know why. It's such a great course, and it's always been about the second shot. The fairways are wide enough for these guys, but when you miss the fairway here at Jack's Place, you should pay a price for that. I think it's a half a club for a pro even, let alone an amateur. For an amateur, it's take your sand wedge and go sideways and just get it back out on the carpet. That's it. It's a second shot golf course. Water comes into play on over half the holes. You can be short on some of these holes and get away with it, but not that many. There's some forced carries, and the finishing holes are great. It's an awesome test of golf. He's basically stretched it out as far as he can, and with Scotty going for a three-peat, I think Scotty is – so now he would be 0 for 2 on his last attempts at a three-peat. And so this would be a chance for him here at Memorial to get that at Jack's Place.
You know you're elite AR when stats like that are attached to your name. You know you're 0 for 2 going for three-peats for tournaments. You know what I mean? A lot of guys are just like, I want one.
Until somebody stops him, he is absolutely the clear number one here. And he's been on a mission. And he's been killing the fields. And in this edition, or last year, he was definitely at his height of his powers. He is the best in the world, and this course kind of brings out the best in him. So you go back to the last 4 starts at Muirfield, he has no finish worse than third. So he's lapping everybody here in total scoring over that span. So I don't know what issue he had earlier this season with his iron play, but he appears to have fixed that. I don't know. He's been frustrated before. This is what happens when you get to that level. That you get frustrated when things aren't perfect. But I got to witness today the Scotty Scheffler experience. And what I mean by that is when he went up the hill from 9 green to 10T, the gauntlet, or he actually played, I think, only 9 holes, and that was the end of his day. But it was the autograph seekers.
Oh, yeah.
And it was just a sea of autographs and at parts. And he is just – I have the audio for it. I should send it to TLC so you can hear it. It's just Scotty for – like hours.
It
People
is an
yelling.
eye-opening experience when you come to a golf tournament and the guy has that crowd that just waves and waves of people are following this person. I remember Bieber and I were out here a few years ago when Tiger was still upright and getting after it, and we went hole for hole walking around Jack's place with Tiger Woods, and the sea of people was just something I've never seen before. And then you feel for the golfers that are behind him because there is just no energy left at that hole. There's nothing left because everybody has just gone on to the next one. So Scotty is that guy right now. Rory, as we know, is that guy right now. Those guys are going to have massive crowds no matter where they go. But for Rory, yeah, you mentioned, like, this guy not coming in here and winning one, I'm sure that's kind of haunting him to a certain degree. You do what you do at the Masters. Obviously, every golfer wants to check that box. But for Rory, he's in that inner circle of elite guys. This is the tournament you want to grab, so I have to imagine he's obviously motivated to get this one in there and put this trophy case in his man cave.
So if you guys are making your plans to come out here tomorrow, I do have some tee times for you, so commit these to memory. We'll start with Scotty Scheffler. So Scheffler's going off with Aaron Rai tomorrow at 1:35. So he's playing with the current PGA champion, Aaron Rai. So that would be a great twosome to follow. And right before them at 1:25, Xander's going off with Ludwig Oberg. A lot of people like both those guys. And if you get out here in the morning, I think a great twosome to follow, they go off at 8:05, is Jason Day and Jordan Spieth. So that's a nice
banger,
pairing.
That's a banger pairing right
at
there.
At 10 a.m., Justin Rose and Ricky Fowler, followed by Cam Young and Tommy Fleetwood, followed by Rory McIlroy and Justin Thomas. So that's 10 o'clock, 10:10, 10:25 tomorrow morning.
That's how you do it, man.
So
That's good stuff.
There you go. I'll repeat some of those over the course of the show. We'll have a lot of stuff for you today. So got to relive a little bit with Peyton Manning.
Okay.
Very good friend of the golf course.
Speaking of that, got a Peyton Manning Broncos jersey walking right across our set right now. Bright orange. Man. Denver Peyton Manning uni right now. Actually looks pretty good.
It's a nice-looking jersey.
Yeah, it looks good.
So Peyton, you'll hear a little bit of what Peyton has to say at 12:30. Zach Werenski, the current Norris Trophy winner, will join us live at 1 o'clock. And then a little walk and talk with, he hasn't yet filed the restraining order, but I feel like it's in the works, Rob Lowe. That is a tradition unlike any other. I'm sorry, it just has to happen.
I've seen you, AR, light up about many of things over the years that I've known you. Rob Lowe, you doing an interview with Rob Lowe, that's the giddiest I've ever seen you, my man. There's something about you and Rob Lowe brings the best out of you, I think. He really does. So I'm looking forward to hearing that.
So next time I interview Rob Lowe, should I say you complete me?
Yes.
Is that what needs to be said? I did catch up. Alexi and I did by the way, Alexian Digital is like an all-American corner today. Yeah. He had to backpedal down 10 tee box and then up 10 fairway to do a few-minute interview with Luke Bryan.
He does the same leg workout as Saquon Barkley, so he's built for this. He's got the Quadzilla stuff going on as well. So, yeah, shout out to our team that's here from the Fan, right? They do a tremendous job. Scotty Vegas, the digital team, they're out here grinding early. They're going to be out here all weekend grinding early. So big shout out to our guys for coming out here and helping us make a lot of this stuff happen.
So you'll hear from Luke Bryan, a little walk and talk later on in the show, probably around 1:48. I thought I was going to be even more tired than I am. And I'm a little bit wired right now, so I'm fine. I'm running on adrenaline. Yeah. But last night, Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Final, and I thought we were headed for like double, triple overtime, and then I could be out here at the course at like 7 o'clock, and I'm like, this is not going to go well. But Vegas pulls it off. Pulls it off, and they win in the final minutes. And I will tell you, I watched this game from the drop to finish, and I told you this is going to be an absolute war. Carolina was smothering them early. I thought Vegas looked really off. The turnovers were killing them. They were leading to goals. It was 2-0 Carolina. And I expected some buzz in Raleigh. That's the start of the Stanley Cup.
For sure.
They should be, when that puck drops, they should be ready to go, and they were. But when Vegas got down 2-0, I'm like, this team looks off. And they looked off because of what the Canes were doing to them. And then Torts, they went to the bench. They did the audio. Let's be patient. You start taking care of the puck, that will lead to good things. It did. They blew the lead late. There was a controversial icing. Then there's a penalty. But man, when they scored, and you can go analytical and all this stuff, and I'll give you the stat that may be the scariest. It was a bad one for Carolina, because I think a team that jumps out 2-0 in the Stanley Cup Final in Game 1, they were like 55-0, and they lose that game. And then the other part of it is when you win Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Final, you have a very good chance of winning the entire the series. And then the other part is the fact it was a road team that won Game 1. So now they've stolen home ice right out of the gate. We talked to Lars about that yesterday, about distractions and what. Yeah. It doesn't matter now. You win the game. And there's an old saying that if you play one game over 500 in this series, you get to lift the Stanley Cup. That's all it takes.
That's all that matters.
Just win
all
4.
That matters. So when the game was over, by the way, you laid it out well. Incredible game, action-packed, Torch with a message to the team. I think that's a veteran coach in the moment, realizing, hey, I can relay something to my team to calm the nerves. He did an awesome job, and the guys, I think, did a great job adjusting and fighting back. But when the game ended, I thought about you, and I said, have the Vegas Knights gone now from could to should? And I was like, I can't wait to ask my main man Anthony Rothman that tomorrow afternoon. Have the Vegas Knights in your mind gone from could to should?
They will only go to should if they win Game 2.
So a 2-0 lead.
2-0 lead on road ice. Then they got to
bring it home.
Well, then it's on. Yeah. But not now. Yeah. Now, all the pressure's on the Canes. And Torts realizes he's had an old phrase when he was here, leading the Jackets, find a way. They found a way last night. Yeah. And here's John Tortorella on the fortunate victory in Game 1.
When did you find your sea legs in this game?
Well, I don't think we were ever even when we were down 2-0, I thought we had some good minutes under our belt. I think we need to be patient. In a number of things, how we have to play, I think it requires patience. And when you get a little antsy against that team, they can capitalize. They're that good. So I think we have an understanding how we have to go. I don't think it was about sea legs, because I thought we had some good shifts, but then we kind of lose ourselves. And it doesn't take much for them to capitalize, as we just took a lesson from it. We're very fortunate we win the game. But there's some lessons in that game that we're going to have to figure out come Game 2.
That's right. And the lesson is this, that the Carolina Hurricanes are the best defending team in the NHL. And if you make mistakes against them, they're about limiting shots. Look what they did to Montreal. And last night, look what they were doing to Vegas. The reason Vegas imploded early was because they didn't take care of the puck. Those turnovers were way too loose, and Carolina made them pay. So here we are, 1-0 Vegas. And
it's awesome last night.
It was a great game to open. And if we get that kind of thing, we get 60 minutes of that the rest of the way, we're going to be in good shape. All right, we'll take a quick break. We're going to come back. Myles Garrett is a Ram, and he has spoken. Does he have any love left for Cleveland? You'll hear it next. Rothman and Ice live at Memorial here on The Fan.
We're the highest-rated sports radio station in America.
There's no joke there.
We just are.
The Fan.
Ohio's sports destination.
Not everybody's cut out for this kind of work. At Newman Roofing, we look for people who care about the details. The kind of people who show up early, work hard, and take real pride in what they build. Because to us, your home isn't just another job site or paycheck, it's your peace of mind. That's why our crews aren't just trained, they're invested. In their craftsmanship, in their communication, in their customers. At Newman Roofing, we don't believe in cutting corners to save a buck. We believe in doing the work the right way, with quality materials, experienced professionals, and a level of care you can actually feel. It's the reason so many of our customers come back to us time and time again. And they recommend us to the people they love the most. Roofing, siding, gutters, whatever your home needs, trust the company built on family values and hard work. Newman Roofing. Don't just get a new roof, get a Newman roof. Call 614-NEW-ROOF or visit online at newmanroofing.com.
Sun, splashes, and nonstop fun await at Zoombezi Bay.
Get your season pass for unlimited thrills,
including our all-new conservation tower. Buy now at ZoombeziBay.com.
When sudden illness or injury strike, Ohio State offers 3 types of urgent care to meet any of your needs. From traditional urgent care to our specialized orthopedic urgent care for activity-related injuries and advanced urgent care for more serious injury and illness. Our experts treat everything from broken bones to ear infections and colds and flu. Ohio State Urgent Care. This is world-class care.
From the FIFA World Cup to competitive business environments, grand ambitions lead to game-changing achievements. At Bank of America, we're there to support businesses at every step, providing insights and expertise to help you gain an edge.
He shoots, he scores!
What would you like the power to do? Explore winning business solutions at BofA.com/gamechangers. Bank of America, official bank of the FIFA World Cup 2026.
For over 78 years, our family's been part of your love stories. At Diamond Seller, we offer bigger diamonds, better prices, and timeless designs for every chapter of your life. From your first yes to your forever I do, trust the jeweler who knows diamonds best. Visit Diamond Seller today.
Common Man here. Join me June 20th for the Common Man Mile at this year's Fan 5K in Westerville. Get signed up at 971therace.com.
The 97.1 The Fan 5K is presented by Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, and the Common Man Mile is sponsored by Rose Pest Solutions. Rose Pest Solutions has been protecting Columbus homes and businesses for over 165 years. Got a pest problem? Rose is the solution. Call 800-966-ROSE or visit rosepestsolutions.com.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy real estate as is, fast for cash. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. I buy vacant properties, inherited homes, divorce situations, death in the family, apartment buildings, commercial properties. I even buy my tenants won't pay me the rent houses. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
Feeling stressed or overwhelmed? Not sure how to get the mental health help you need? We've got your back. Call the Mental Health Insurance Assistance Office at 855-438-6442. We'll help you figure out what mental health benefits may be in your health plan. No more confusion, just the support you deserve. Call the Mental Health Insurance Assistance Office at 855-438-6442.
All your favorite fan shows are on YouTube, along with those fake YouTube ads like Chew This Gum and It Grows New Teeth. Experience the splendor of Bo sitting in his closet, Timmy Hall's gouty gold chains, and Matty Ice wearing a coat in 90-degree weather. It's all there. Head to YouTube and subscribe today. Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
We're keeping this sunshine around through this afternoon with highs near 80 degrees. Tonight's going to be nice and quiet, comfortable, with mostly clear skies, lows dropping down to the mid-50s. But tomorrow, we're even warmer. Lots and lots of sunshine through your afternoon. Temperatures climbing around to the mid-80s. I'm your 10 weather impact meteorologist, Lily Aldrich, with 97.1 The Fan.
There's nothing Bo Bishop can't do well, except find competent co-hosts. Bishop and Friends.
Weekdays from 9 to noon.
The Fan. You're listening to Rothman and Ice, live from the Memorial.
Come on. Okay. Presented by The Waterworks and Header Plumbing, Drain, Heating, and Cooling. And sponsored by Ohio for Responsible Gambling. Visit pausebeforeyouplay.org.
All right, back at Memorial, Rothman and Ice. Anthony Rothman, Matty Ice Hayes. Still kind of some residual effect of the all-world blockbuster that sends Myles Garrett to the Rams. It's not new news to anybody now, but there is one very weird condition that's attached. And so we know about the agreed-upon trade compensation. So Garrett to the Rams for Jared Verse. They get a first-round pick in 27. They get a second-round pick in 28 and a third-round pick in 29. However, and this is somewhat brand new, and I don't know where you put this in the far-fetched category. It might be ranked number one, attached to me winning a Memorial Tournament. However, next to the 2029 third-round pick of the transaction wire, there was a conditional tag in the parentheses. So a lot of people were wondering exactly what the condition could be and how it would impact the Browns. And it turns out Mary Kay Cabot has uncovered that answer. So the condition that was agreed upon between the Browns and the Rams is that the third-round pick in 29 will move to a first-rounder.
Come on.
Okay?
Come on.
If, and this is in bold and you can highlight it, if Garrett is traded back to the AFC North. Not to the Browns, just back to the North. I don't know where we put that on unlikely things to happen, but I guess it would give the Rams 2 years to trade him, which would be an insane thing after just acquiring him. Matty, the question I have is, Who puts that in there and why? Do the Browns
Very
somehow?
fair question. My question
what makes them think about something so unlikely?
Correct. My question to you is going to be, why would the Browns agree to that? Because that seems so far-fetched, as you mentioned, that this is never going to happen. I don't think I've ever seen anything like this when it comes to a pick that can turn into something else, and the condition on it is absolutely insane.
So they'd have 2 years because that pick's in 29.
Yeah.
And so
this is not going to happen.
I mean, my goodness, more likely to happen is that Garrett's going to get another contract with the Rams,
let alone
or a new contract with the Rams.
Right.
It's just weird for them to the Browns to even say, hey, by the way, all right, I'll tell you what, that last pick, we got a little sweetener we want you to put in there. Okay, well, what's that, Andrew?
Yeah.
If you guys ever trade him back to our division, we should get compensated. The punitive damages that we're going to incur when you trade him back to the Cincinnati Bengals or the Baltimore Ravens or the Pittsburgh Steelers, we don't want to have to face that.
Usually when we see these type of picks thrown around, like these conditional picks, a 2 that can turn to a 1, a 3 that can turn into a 2, whatever it may be, that's kind of rooted in the player. And that player, let's say in Miles' case, getting to, I don't know, let's say 15 sacks or 13 sacks or whatever the number is. This is absolutely brand new to me, but just everything in this whole situation is still kind of eye-popping to really look at. When you look at now Jared Verse in Cleveland, I see pictures of him today up there doing his thing in a Browns uniform, but then yesterday you see at the podium with Myles Garrett, Sean McVay, and Les Snead, and Sean McVay was grinning AR from ear to ear.
Of course he was.
Next to Myles Garrett. So you had the energy from Sean McVay.
Now, wait a minute. Let me ask you about that.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question about that. Haven't you rethought that? Wasn't that acting to critical acclaim? Because McVay knew they were going to get Garrett. And that time when they drafted Simpson, when we all thought he was all down and depressed, I think that was critical acclaim acting.
You might be onto something. But, man, I saw every veneer in his mouth yesterday when he was standing next to Myles Garrett. When I understand that, you got the best defensive player in the league.
So here's what it does. So anybody asking about, why would they do that? I guess it throws some lack of motivation for like Pittsburgh and Baltimore and Cincy, the teams I mentioned in the division, from actually trying to get him. If things went crazy sideways in L.A., what it does is it de-incentivizes the teams in the North, because then they know the Browns would go from a 3 to a 1, but still. That would
pick's
stop
in 29, right?
Yeah.
That third-round pick's coming in 29. So, yeah, it's crazy stuff.
All right. We'll get on to Myles Garrett, and he spoke, and it was a presser. And how many of the real tough questions were asked, I don't know. I haven't heard every one of them. But let's not make a mistake here again. He wanted out. Was he entitled to want out? I guess, based on the lack of success he thinks the team's going to have in the next few years when he's in his prime still. Yeah. And the fact that he originally never wanted to go from Cleveland to the Hall of Fame, even though he was more than happy to stick around when he signed the big money deal. Then everything was perfect. So we've been riding this roller coaster of emotion with Myles Garrett, and he's been on it himself. And now it's time to get off the ride that is the Cleveland Browns, and here's Myles Garrett.
I don't take my time in Cleveland for granted. No, I did, love being there. My family had become really a part of the community. You definitely had started to plant roots, had a home, and just becoming friends with all the people in your neighborhood, and getting to know people and getting out, and just feeling like this is your second home. This stuff like that tears at you to leave and to break away, but that's just a part of the things you learn and have to adjust to as you grow up and learn you have to move on.
I don't know. I'm not going to deny the guy a chance to go win a Super Bowl. It's just the emotional ride he took the Cleveland Browns fans on. The letter, and then I'm okay with it now, and then I want out, and then Andrew Berry protecting him a little bit by saying this just kind of fell in our lap. He almost made it sound like Myles wasn't pursuing this. We went to him with it. I don't believe that.
I just think that his feelings from the trade request a year ago until where we are now. Can't imagine that anything in his mind would have changed as far as positively wanting to be in Cleveland for years to come. I believe him when he talks about what he wants at his core at this point right now at his career. He's got everything else pretty much that you could want from an individual player at that position. Where his name will stand in Browns history, where his name stands right now as far as the single-season sack record, where he's going to go down as one of the best pass rushers of all time. Now you want to walk around your house and see some team hardware, and I get that. And obviously this is going to be a situation for him. And so, yeah, it just felt like up in Cleveland, AR, things were getting a little stale. And if you're Myles Garrett, if you're the Browns, you look around at where you're going to be in the next couple of years. You look at where he is in age, and you think to yourself, okay, we've gotten great production from him. We've tried to piece this thing together over the last couple of years with a young team, and we haven't found the quarterback yet, and we still don't have it. So let's go ahead, pull the lever now, move on from him, and get what we can get back in return, and hopefully that draft capital will turn into something significant. And you just got to hope that, and I think what's going to happen is I think Browns fans are going to be on board with what Jared Verse is, and I think some other young players will come along with that. And so hopefully we're talking about a D-line over the next couple of years to where Mason Graham's going to pay off on his billing and what he was supposed to be with how highly he was talked about, where he was drafted, right? And then you get a Jared Verse to come along with that, with other players like a Carson Schlesinger. Then you're on to something. They've already got a good defense. It does feel to me, AR, that the Browns now are giving themselves some runway to have a core of players that are going to be solid for them for years to come.
It's the hardest thing to tell your fan base, but it's the easiest thing to tell the Browns fan base because they're used to this.
Been doing it.
They're used to, quote, rebuilding or building anything that matters. And they had a little something with Baker.
Different? Does this feel different to
yes,
you, though?
It does.
It does for me.
You know why? Because, well, it feels a little bit different. Where I have to stop myself is that I don't know if they have a future quarterback.
100%.
And that's what changes everything. Their defense can be great one day, but if they don't hit on the quarterback, if Deshaun doesn't find a second act, if Shedeur gets stunted in his development because he's not playing, and then how happy is he going to be? And then are they going to draft a guy next year, most likely, then that knocks him down the pecking order again? Like, who knows where the quarterback thing is going? But I will tell you, when you trade a guy like Myles Garrett for what they got, you are telling everybody that we're no longer interested in just trying to compete. We want to win. And there's a difference. And I will give this to Myles Garrett, that he could have made this hinge on, I need a new contract. Like, if I'm trading, I need the Rams to do a new contract. We need to move the money. Because last year he reset the market. Mm-hmm. And the market has been reset now multiple times.
Will Anderson.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got a new bag.
And so no one's crying for Myles Garrett. He's made $150 million playing football. But it's finally, and now he's playing for the Super Bowl contending team, or the team that's the betting favorite to win it all.
And by the way, he has every right to ask for new money right now, coming off the year that he just had. Every right to.
And he didn't with the Rams. So now the Rams, and this where it becomes maybe more complicated, for the Rams to tear up whatever contract he has. Yeah. Like, he is happy. He's with a contender. Maybe that's enough. That he's there, but
I think that's probably an understanding on LA side of things, right? You acquire a player of that caliber, you give up what they gave up to get him. There's no way you don't go down the road of giving him new money. You don't want to start off that relationship with that type of situation in a negative way. So I'd be surprised if Myles makes it known, hey, I want to go down this path, that the Rams say no and make that, put some static between both parties.
This would be the time to do it. Yeah. He's 30 and he's signed for 5 more years. So if he was going to get an increase and want to become, again, the highest paid non-quarterback in football, this would be the time to do it.
Yeah.
And then put it all behind you. So, but that wasn't done. And my point was that he could have made that contingent on the trade, that I get a new deal, and he didn't. So it makes you feel like, all right, his motivation was that I want to be there, and I want to play for the Rams and try to win a Super Bowl. This is all, like I said, I kind of put it in, this is like Cedar Point, man. You're just, you're going up. You don't know where you're going. Then you take a drop, and now, then he signs a new deal, and he's going to stay. Yeah. And your 95 jersey is safe, and then out of nowhere, he's gone again. But that is the Cleveland Browns experience. We come back in 2 minutes at Memorial. Peyton Manning back. One of the favorites here in the Celebrity Pro-Am. I caught up with him for the walk and talk. You'll hear it next. Rothman and Ice live at Memorial on The Fan.
Working your way through that home projects list, that means more flushes, more showers, more fiddling with the thermostat. Trust the pros at the Waterworks with your plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling needs. Our certified pros can repair or replace your air conditioner or furnace. Clogs? Call the Waterworks. Drain issues? Call the Waterworks. Plumbing problems? Call the Waterworks. HVAC breakdowns? Call the Waterworks. The Waterworks. Trusted and certified plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling experts.
Hey, it's Anthony here for the Good Feet store, and my journey continues. No more agony of defeat. Already this season, I've walked 18 holes twice and lived to tell the story. My personally fit arch supports go where I go. And in this case, right into my shoes, all of them. I just pop them in any pair and off I go. Just having that support and the stability has made a world of difference for me. A while back, I walked into the Good Feet store and walked out with an entirely new outlook. And I knew it right away. After taking the test walk around the store, I felt the difference. And not just that cushy feeling, I'm talking about real support, the kind that makes you feel aligned. For more than 30 years, the Good Feet store has helped thousands of people discover the comfort they've been dreaming of. I experience it daily. I really feel my personally fit arch supports guide my feet into their ideal position. You can make an appointment online or just stop into the Good Feet store in Grove City or on Polaris Parkway in Westerville. Get started at goodfeet.com.
Ben Sadler, Assistant Vice President, Commercial Lending, on what makes First Bank of Central Ohio successful.
What we do as a community bank is really, listening to, that company, finding the solutions that best need their business and is not just a universal product that you could get anywhere else.
Experience what it's like to be first at First Bank of Central Ohio. Visit fbcentralohio.com for more details. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Rothman and Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Good afternoon, friends. You're listening to a special edition of Rothman and Ice, live from the Memorial.
Presented by the Waterworks and Header Plumbing, Drain, Heating, and Cooling. And sponsored by Ohio for Responsible Gambling. Visit pausebeforeyouplay.org.
It's awesome to be out here at Jack's Place. Memorial 2026, 50th year anniversary for the tournament. And it's just a beautiful day. Yeah. And a lot of people have grown up coming here. Obviously, there are people that come from all over to come to this golf course and this property and watch these golfers go. But a lot of these people today, and this may be the highest value day of the week. $20. Yeah. You hop in, you get to see the stars, you get to experience everything you want. Peyton Manning is clearly one of the favorites still, and because he's everywhere and he's fan friendly. Sure. And he has got such a wonderful dry wit. He's overly friendly. And like when you start thinking about even his rivals love him, like Brady and I don't know, Spurrier and Belichick. You can name a lot of them. And maybe not cold weather. He was never great in cold weather, even though he wound up winning in Denver. But I think Manning was 0 for 5 in playoff games that were 40 degrees or lower. I think he just really, yeah. I think he almost changed that against TLC Steelers in a playoff game, didn't he, TLC? But I think the temperature kickoff was just over 40, so it wasn't included.
But had to have been in Denver for that, probably.
Yeah. It was a playoff game, and but man, he is awesome, and Father Time gets them all.
100%.
And you could make the case that he may have even been stumped for the Heisman when Charles Woodson won it. A lot of people think that Manning, who led the Vols to the SEC title and the Orange Bowl, and he broke the NCAA and SEC passing records and everything, and he didn't get it.
You know what, you guys mentioned
he was second, I think.
In Denver, it was pretty wild to see a guy have to gut it out the way that he did physically, right, in Denver, because to me, Peyton never had the strongest of arms when he was at his peak. He just was so dead-on accurate. The timing was great, could beat you with his mind, all those things that you want from elite quarterbacks. Then he goes to Denver, with the neck stuff, and he's just a bit of a shell of himself, but still good enough to have his team, along with a really good defense, go on and play for a Super Bowl. And I think that's the experience that we saw, unfold right in front of our eyes. As a guy that he didn't have all the same clubs in his bag that he could go to, but there was enough clubs in his bag that he could go to still be effective. So just an amazing career, obviously, but it was really cool to see him find another way on the back half of his career out there in the mountains.
He always had to go through New England.
No doubt.
And I love rivalries like that.
Yeah.
I love the old school that Julius Erving had to get through the Celtics, and I love that Jordan had to get through the Pistons, and even in tennis, the sport I grew up loving, McEnroe had to get through Borg, and I love when you have those rivals, and Manning had to get through Brady. He's got a sub-500 career against him, but he got him when it counted. I think he went out with a win when they beat him in the AFC Championship game, but I talked to him on the way. So this is how it goes. The amateurs will play 18 holes. They swap out pros at the 9-hole mark. And so when Manning leaves 9 green and makes that big hike up to 10T, grabbed him for a few minutes. Take a listen. Peyton, we're here from the Golf Handicap Police. I want to make sure you're not playing up your true ability.
No, absolutely not. I am right on schedule. I'm actually exceeding some expectations. Haven't hit anybody. I've been in the rough a lot, which that was my goal, to stay out of that. It's impossible to stay out of, but having a ball. Shane Lowry was a true pro and having a blast.
Now, last year, I asked you for a scouting report on Arch, and you said you were the wrong guy to ask.
Yeah.
Now, I've had a year to think about this. He's your nephew, and you played the same position at a Hall of Fame level. I'm starting to think you might be the perfect guy to ask. What do you think of the sequel, though?
I'm his uncle. I'm his godfather. I'm real proud of him. He learned a lot his first year. He got better throughout the year, which is always a goal for a quarterback, for any young quarterback. And I know, excited that he's, had a year under his belt, and looking forward to watching him play this year.
What about the Hot Shots Part 2, Ohio State, Texas this year?
Well, it turned into a heck of a matchup. 2 years in a row, 2 great teams, 2 great coaches, and I have to find my way down to Austin for that game.
Does Tom Brady view you or Eli as his biggest rival?
Let's see. Probably have to ask Tom that. I mean, Tom beat me most of the time. Eli kind of had Tom's numbers, so I don't know how Tom looks at it, but I know he had my number most of the time.
If I throw 2 guys over here, you can throw one of these guys in that pond. Steve Spurrier or Ty Law? Which one is it?
You know what? It's funny. You play against them, you compete against them, and then I've been with Coach Spurrier on several occasions since we've both retired. We've had some great conversations. I've been with Ty, at the Hall of Fame, and so great respect for both those guys. So all good, all good.
Do you think the sport could take a negative hit, though, if they expand to 24 teams?
I am probably the wrong guy to answer on that. I know different coaches and different conferences have different opinions. The playoffs been really exciting for college football. I saw Ryan Day last night at the reception. We played Ohio State my sophomore year. We were both 11-1, and we were playing, and we both should have been in the playoffs. So the fact that they have it is good. The right spirits in mind, whatever the right number is, I'm not sure, but hopefully they'll figure it out.
All right, last one. Who is your white whale this year for the Manning cast? Who are you actively recruiting? Who is your number 1 priority?
We got 2. Bradley Cooper's an Eagles fan. He's a passionate Eagles fan. We haven't been able to land him. And then Larry David is a Jets fan. Just to talk about the pain and misery he's been through in his life of being a Jets fan, I think would be outstanding TV.
Send Eli in there. He's got some good phrases. I think he even coveted the phrase "heads never fails" at the coin toss.
Correct. So that's what I'm dealing with on a weekly basis.
Good luck to you today. Thanks for this.
Thank you.
There he is. The sheriff is back in town. There he is, Peyton Manning, the sheriff.
It's a great job. Great job, AR. Great job out of you.
It's
really
fun because you're huffing and puffing up that hill and you're walking.
But kids along the way.
Okay, I did not do that. I did not steal anyone's autograph.
You know what made me feel good?
I was
in the
doing my
background?
job.
We've got some good parenting going on because there's a lot of Mr. Mannings in the background.
Okay.
I like that from the youngins. Yeah. But great job out of you, man.
Well,
not really anything on Arch in there. He gave us a little bit of, he got better throughout the year last year. That's what you want from a quarterback and all that. He's not going to give you the goods. I'm sure he's seen Arch throughout the offseason and knows that he's going to come out on the other side a better quarterback, and that's going to be the beauty of that game is seeing both Julian and Arch in year 2 after everything that they went through last year and how much these guys have leveled up.
Why would he layer another pressure layer on his nephew? It's not about that. He's not a college football analyst, and it's a family member.
Right.
So I kind of expected, but I couldn't wait to ask him again. I couldn't wait to basically call him out saying you're the wrong person. You're actually the perfect guy.
The perfect
there is
guy.
no other guy that would be able to answer that. And the other thing when I asked him about Ty Law, it's funny. I don't know if you guys I'm not on Facebook, but there used to be a group on Facebook called Peyton Manning's all-time favorite receiver, and it was Ty Law. And it's funny because Law never played on the same team as Peyton Manning, and he intercepted him 9 times throughout his career, and 5 times in the playoffs, 3 in the one game, and 3 in the AFC Championship game when he picked him off those times when they beat the Colts. And that's why – and Spurrier had his number. He could never beat Spurrier in college, could never beat Florida. And so I thought if we did an A.J. Hawk tackle a fan into the pond, that if Peyton Manning could do that, would he do it with Spurrier or Ty Law?
Probably Ty. Defensive back. It's probably a little bit more.
It's the only way you can get him back.
It is wild, though, that you can be an all-timer as an individual. You can be an all-timer as a team, and there's either one team or one player that just always has your number. We're seeing this, or we just saw this with our own eyes with Chet Holmgren. Chet Holmgren, incredible regular season, second in defensive player of the year, all-NBA caliber player. Then he sees Wemby, and he's an absolute shell of himself. So it's just crazy that Ty Law against Peyton Manning, for whatever it is, that matchup was just odd for Peyton, and Law got the best of Peyton all the time.
The funny thing about Spurrier, so Manning could never beat him in college. Like, he's 0 for 4 against Florida, and after college, and this is what people probably don't remember, after college, he met him one more time when Spurrier was the head coach of Washington, and they beat the Colts. So technically, he's 0 for 5. So it's funny. But I will tell you, of all the guys that I've been fortunate enough to be able to interview and talk to, he's got such a genuinely down-to-earth, fun personality. And if there was an auction where you could pay for a dinner with somebody, you could go out to, like if an athlete, he would.
Because you get everything. It's the entertainment. If you want to go deep dive on football stuff, he absolutely would obviously crush that. That's why I really enjoyed the Manning cast, because to me it is the best of both worlds. You're going to have a good time with Peyton and Eli getting back and forth, going after each other like brothers do. And then those guys, just to hear them talk about football at the highest of level is always great. And he talked about some of the guests as well that they're trying to get. They've had amazing guests in the past, but the Manning cast is good stuff.
All right, so he's going for Bradley Cooper and Larry David.
Yep.
You heard that here first, so we'll see if he gets either one of them. You have warmed me up to it. If it's a great game, I usually like to watch it on regular. But I've gone to the Manning cast now more than I thought I would. And I will tell you this. There's one question I wanted to ask him. You speak of the entertainment part of it. And maybe I'll save this one for next year. You always have to have one in the can. But you guys have seen the SportsCenter commercial when he's walking with Eli, the family tour at SportsCenter.
Kicks him in the rear end.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he kicked his brother Eli oddly hard in a very weird place. And I'm wondering if he thinks he overdid it.
You think he went too far south? Is that what you're saying?
It's as they say, all up in. It's not a good, and it's extra hard. Like, it wasn't just a playful. All right, I'll save that one for next year. Remind me, Maddie, in a year.
I got you.
All right, we're going to come back, and Jim Schwartz has broken his silence.
Okay.
Did he answer the one thing that I would like to know? You'll hear it next. Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
We're the girthiest radio station in the history of radio. Uncomfortably girthy. This promo is uncomfortable. The Fan, Ohio's girth destination.
Hey, it's Anthony. Did you know that 1 in 4 men over 40 have low testosterone? They have low energy, low sex drive, low motivation. But 100% of them can get it all back at Low T Center. Low T Center is the original TRT clinic, changing lives since 2009. They can help you get your energy, focus, and sex drive back. They even work with most major insurance providers. So head to fixmylowt.com and book your free testosterone test. That's fixmylowt.com. Do it today.
High energy bills? Your HVAC system could be the reason. Save up to $2,000 on a new HVAC system with Columbus Worthington Air. Smart homeowners know an old air conditioner can cost you more every month. Don't let it drain your wallet. Upgrade to efficient, reliable comfort with payment options that fit your budget. Backed by our exceptional service guarantee. Columbus Worthington Air and Bryan Heating and Cooling. Whatever it takes. Visit cwaohio.com/radio for details, terms, and conditions. License number 47543.
Feeling stressed or overwhelmed? Not sure how to get the mental health help you need? We've got your back. Call the Mental Health Insurance Assistance Office at 855-438-6442. We'll help you figure out what mental health benefits may be in your health plan. No more confusion, just the support you deserve. Call the Mental Health Insurance Assistance Office at 855-438-6442.
Common Man and Timmy. Voted America's dumbest show by Marconi voters. Common Man is a Columbus radio legend. And by legend, I mean it's a miracle he hasn't been fired yet. And Timmy is, well, Timmy will complain about anything and everything. And he kind of looks like a woman. Giggity, giggity, giggity. So there's that. Common Man and Timmy.
Sponsored by Hinderer Motor Company.
Weekday afternoons from 3 to 6 on The Fan.
Hey, y'all. It's the Rocket Roger Clemens here. Spent a lot of time pitching heat. Years later, the pain in my joints remind me of those days, but I'm not looking to sit still, and I definitely am not interested in going under the knife. That's why I chose QC Kinetics.
Not just for elite retired athletes. QC Kinetics gives everyday folks joint pain relief using regenerative treatments that work with your body to help repair joint damage.
No surgery, no long recovery, whether it's your knees, hips, shoulders, or back. My friends at QC Kinetics will help you get moving again so you can get back to doing the things you love.
QC Kinetics medical professionals will look at your x-rays or MRI to determine if you're a good candidate.
I trusted QC Kinetics to help me feel like myself again, and I'm proud to recommend them to you.
Call QC Kinetics today and schedule your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544. 380-208-4544.
When my wife and I got married after both graduating law school, we didn't have two nickels to rub together. Ultima had to give me her gas card just to drive home. We never could have imagined that one day we would have the largest injury firm in the world and $25 billion in money collected and counting. As good Catholics, we had 4 children fast. They all work in the firm today. Our family protecting yours. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan, but our greatest gift was years away, grandchildren. Today we have 6 and counting. It's the greatest joy that we have ever experienced. I think about them all day long. Our family promises to protect your family should you need us. Call us. It's easy. Visit forthepeople.com and make sure you hug your grandchildren. God's final gift to us. Morgan & Morgan, for the people. Injured? Dial pound law.
Morgan & Morgan, Ohio office located at 600 Vine Street, Cincinnati. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
Good news. Jack has personally invited the fan to the Memorial Tournament, and we're broadcasting 30 hours of live content, and we'll try not to embarrass ourselves.
Sponsored by Ohio for Responsible Gambling. Visit pausebeforeyouplay.org. The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Weston Air Heating and Cooling and Bryant, doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
Anthony orders 3 milkshakes, 1 for himself, 2 for the dogs. You're listening to Rothman and Ice live from the Memorial Tournament.
Presented by the Waterworks and Header Plumbing, Drain, Heating, and Cooling. And sponsored by Ohio for Responsible Gambling. Visit pausebeforeyouplay.org.
You know, Carp texted me about the conditional draft pick, you know, the one from
the
Garrett.
And for the folks that don't know, the third-round pick that is coming back to Cleveland in the Rams trade with Myles Garrett, that can turn into a first-round pick if the Rams decide to trade Myles Garrett back to the AFC North.
Okay, so Carp texted me and said, well, AR should know the reason for this is because when Favre went to the Vikes after the time with the Jets. And I wrote him back, and I'll have to double-check this because following his initial retirement, the Packers traded him to the Jets for a conditional draft pick that eventually became a third-rounder. I thought Favre officially, when he signed with the Vikes, he was a free agent. They didn't trade him, as he was a free agent. So I thought he was released from the Jets. Was I wrong about that?
Have to go back and look.
I don't think any draft picks were exchanged between the Jets and the Vikes.
Okay.
From what I remember.
Okay.
But Carp has me on the case, I guess. Maybe we'll wait for that.
We met.
Maybe he's prowling the grounds right now.
You know who was prowling the grounds just now that we just met? We just met Ryan Baker's dad. Papa Bake Show just stopped by, and you want to talk about a moment. You want to talk about a dude right now that can choke you out if need be. That's Ryan Baker's dad. Like, Ryan Baker's dad, he looked good.
Ask him what Ryan's real name is.
Why do you want to be so violent?
No, I'm just saying, like, he's a dude you don't want to mess with. He's a dude you don't want to mess with. That's all I'm saying. What is the name, TLC? What are you talking about?
I don't know, but
his name Cosmo Baker?
Ryan's his middle name. His first name begins with a D, but he won't tell anybody what it is. So ask his dad.
Interesting. He's gone now, unfortunately, or I would ask him. But I did not know that about Ryan Baker. I've known Bake Show for years now. I didn't know his first name actually starts with a D. Daniel?
Well,
David?
you know how I do this. We find out what year he was born, and we look up the most popular baby names, and we figure it out, Brundon. Like, that's exactly how you do it.
Fair.
By the way, he knows that I obviously have fun. We love Bake, and we kid with him. And when he was saying I consistently hit the ball 300 yards and all that.
Oh, God, I'm sorry. I got distracted. A golf ball just zoomed by a baby just now, and it's kind of close to us. Right here by the water.
50 yards from us.
There's a baby on the ground, and his or her mom just had to pick him or her up off the grass because the ball just flew by him. That kind of got scary.
Probably not a great place to sit, even if you're especially if you're an infant.
That got a little dicey, but the guy
I've even hit a couple 340 in my life.
By the way, Bake's dad comes up and he goes, "Hey," he goes, "Lay off, Bake." I'm like, "Lay off." Look at him. There's nothing I can do.
He called his son Bake?
I think he did.
He did introduce himself to me as Bake's dad. Yeah, so that happened.
Yeah,
Bake's dad.
I'm Bake's dad.
The Easy Bake Oven.
Yeah.
I said, we kid because we care. We don't kid anybody. We don't talk about anybody we really don't like.
Right. If we're not needling you, we don't love you. That's usually how it works.
Jim Schwartz spoke. We have to kind of, by the way, Zach Werenski, top of the hour, Norris Trophy Award winner. But I do want to get to this in the next couple of minutes here. TLC, he's not the right guy to ask. The right guy to ask would have been Myles Garrett. And he'll never tell you that if Jim Schwartz was named head coach of the Cleveland Browns, would he have then abandoned his guy? And I'm here to tell you, I think that may have, but if that were to, let's say Andrew Berry knew that already.
Yeah.
Like, wouldn't Andrew Berry have known, and maybe wouldn't care, that if I don't pick Jim Schwartz to lead my team, Myles Garrett is going to want out.
I would think so. I would think so. I still think he would have asked out if Jim Schwartz was the head coach. Or I think he would have been on board with being traded if what's being said is true, that Andrew Berry, the Rams kind of were all on this for weeks, and they were aggressive in making this happen. It didn't come from the Browns or Myles Garrett's side of things. I based off of what he told us, I have to believe that he wouldn't have been on board for sticking around and playing for a mediocre team just because Jim Schwartz was the head honcho.
Well, he's opened up about the real messy split after being passed over for the head coaching job.
The decision they made, that's their decision. But to expect me to stay and to be on board for that, that's just a tough situation. And it wouldn't have been good for me, and it wouldn't have been good for Todd. So it was best for him to get his own guy in there and to move forward with him, as opposed to just having an arranged marriage and having me there and maybe having some players more loyal to me than him. It can just be a bad situation. 33 years in the NFL. I'd never been around that before. So, that all went into decision. I wasn't upset about it. I was disappointed about it. I wasn't upset about it. I wasn't mad about it. But it's just, my experience told me that wasn't going to be a situation that was going to work.
He wasn't mad about it? You buying that?
Wasn't mad. I thought he sounded like he threw a fit.
That's what I'm saying. All the reporting that was coming out of the building that he was pretty upset.
Of course he was upset. He was
totally
entitled to be upset.
understandable, 100%. Right. And I think based off of what he said, that's a smart decision by everybody involved to not fracture your locker room, fracture your team. I think that would have been silly because of the love that some of the defensive players did have for Jim Schwartz. I have to imagine those guys obviously would have leaned that way a little bit more. Maybe not disrespecting Todd Monken or whoever the head coach was going to be, but those guys were dug in and wanted him to be their head coach. So totally get that they wanted to rock out with that guy. It is unfortunate because the what if is always going to be there. I have to imagine for some Browns fans when it does come to Myles Garrett, if Jim Schwartz was the head coach, would he still be around? I don't know necessarily if Jim Schwartz changes the dynamic that much about this year's team.
Yeah.
Anyway, just based off of where they are at quarterback.
Yeah, it's one of those things that I think he's kind of playing nice now. It makes sense.
Yeah.
But
the emotions.
The first thing that went through my mind was if they gave the job to Schwartz, would Myles Garrett have still been pursuing something? Would he have been interested in leaving? Because then you're abandoning your guy.
Correct.
It's a whole different thing. Even let's take it on the hypothetical that the Rams called the Browns again. We still want Garrett. We still want Garrett. Well, now that Jim Schwartz is the head coach, I'm going to walk in his office and say, hey, I really campaigned for you to get the job. I want to get the job, but I got to do what's right for me.
That's tough.
Yeah.
You're abandoning your guy that's in a position that he wanted, so maybe that makes the decision a little bit easier, knowing that, well, yes, I'm not playing for him. At least what I'm leaving behind is Jim Schwartz in a role that he really, really coveted.
All right, we come back, top of the hour. Zach Werenski will join the program, the Norris Trophy Award winner. And he'll jump on with us, and we'll talk about that great moment in the backyard barbecue that delivered a moment of a lifetime. That's top of the hour. Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
1, 2, 3. Here at the Fan is always football o'clock. Proud to be your home of the Buckeyes, Browns, and all the NFL games you can handle. The Fan.
Family owned and operated. It isn't all sunshine and rainbows. This is Dennis Sullivan, president of Care Heating and Cooling. Here's something you don't hear admitted very often. When you run a business with your family, you don't always get along with them. We argue, we debate, we have real conversations about the decisions that we make. But at Care, every conversation comes back to our priorities, doing right by our employees and our customers. Because when you treat your team like family, they take better care of the families they serve. And when you treat your customers the way you want your own family treated, trust follows. That mindset doesn't always maximize short-term profits, but it builds something better, long-term relationships. Today, more and more local companies are being bought by venture capital firms, where maximizing profits often leads to a sales-first mentality. Care is still family-owned and locally operated, so we can keep people, not profits, at the center of every decision. Care Heating and Cooling. Call 1-800-COOLING when you need a company you can trust.
Hey Central Ohio, Andrew from Home Team Solutions, and we buy houses for cash. If you've got a house you need to sell, this is your season. Inherited, behind on payments, just over it? Whatever brought you here, we can help. We buy as is, we cover all closing costs, and there are 0 commissions, period. Just a fair cash offer and you choose your closing date. People are making moves right now, and we make it simple to be one of them. One call is all it takes. We'll get you a fair cash offer, fast, no pressure, no obligation. Hundreds of your neighbors have already sold the easy way, and we've got 5-star reviews and BBB A+ rating to back it up. Take what you want, leave what you don't. We're based right here in Columbus, and we're ready when you are. Call us at 614-962-SELL. That's 614-962-7355 or visit sell2hometeam.com. Home Team Solutions, local, trusted, family owned. Call 614-962-SELL. That's 614-962-7355.
I have a buddy who's going to be popping the question soon. He's planning everything out. He asked me, can you help me out with the ring? I said, of course I can. I've got a guy, Bob Capace from Worthington Jewelers. Now you talk, Bob.
Hi, I'm Bob Capace. I'm your guy.
Go in, see my friends at Worthington Jewelers, tell them I sent you, and you'll get the true VIP experience.
I'll treat them better than I treat you.
That's not hard. Worthington Jewelers on High Street in Worthington, worthingtonjewelers.com, where Columbus gets engaged. And tell them Common Man sent you.
Sometimes a girl in my class doesn't bring anything to eat for lunch.
The truth is, in America, 1 in 5 kids worry about their next meal.
I want everybody to have yummy food.
So do we. That's why Kroger donates surplus fresh food from our shelves to your local food bank. We've provided over 3.5 billion meals through our Zero Hunger, Zero Waste plan. Visit Kroger.com to see how you can help fight hunger and waste in our community.
Because nobody should have an empty tummy.
Whether you're repping the orange and brown or shouting Hoo Day, the ultimate football pilgrimage is closer than you think. Ditch the living room, get the family on the road, and make the short drive to greatness and visit the Pro Football Hall of Fame in Canton. From the backyard to the gridiron, it's the one place where every fan comes together to create new family memories. Make it a weekend to remember and see why Ohio truly is the heart of football. Visit ProFootballHof.com and plan your visit today.
I'm Meredith Garfalo, meteorologist at 10 TV News This Morning, and I'm an Ohio girl. I love golf, aerospace, and all things Ohio sports. For nearly 20 years, I've studied the patterns that shape our days, from winter wonders on the south side to dangerous storms along the I-71 corridor. When the weather changes, you'll be the first to know, because you need a forecast that moves as fast as you do. Make the move to 10 TV News This Morning, weekdays from 5 to 9, anywhere you watch.
I lost my brother.
I lost my sister.
I lost my best friend.
Each year, Ohio loses some of its best and brightest to train car accidents.
Everyone knows that crossing is bad.
Stop signs and crossbucks just aren't enough. How can you help? Report bad crossings at angelsontrack.org. That's angelsontrack.org. Because bad crossings kill good drivers. Sponsored by Angels on Track, aired by OAB and this station.
Hi, I'm Kathy McPhee. Animals have always had my heart, and that is why I'm a proud supporter of American Humane Society. Over the years, I have filled my home with rescue pets. I adopted my sweet Wilma as a senior dog. Some of my most cherished memories are with her. American Humane Society has been protecting animals for 150 years. Your support can save lives. Join us in helping animals in need at AmericanHumane.org.
Broadcasting live from the McDaniel GM Superstore Studios. Driving excellence since 1916. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. WBNS HD1 Columbus.
Good afternoon, I'm Tyler Danberg. Anticipation is building for the 50th anniversary of the Memorial Tournament for Muirfield Village Golf Club. Round 1 starts Thursday morning at 7:45 with Bryan Campbell and Pearson Coody, while at 1:35, Scotty Scheffler tees off, looking to be the first golfer on tour since Steve Stricker at the John Deere Classic to win the same event 3 years in a row. The NBA Finals begin tonight as the Knicks visit the Spurs at 8:30. The winner will be the 8th straight unique NBA champion. In baseball, both Cincinnati and Cleveland took home monthly awards for May. Reds outfielder J.J. Bleday was named NL Player of the Month, while Guardians closer Cade Smith was named AL Reliever of the Month. Reds look to take the series versus the Royals at 7:10. Guardians visit the Yankees at 7:05. Rothman and Ice from the halfway house at the Memorial continues next with Norris Trophy winner Zach Werenski right here on The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Maddie's looking all over Muirfield for a steamed broccoli and almond vendor. No luck. You're listening to Rothman and Ice live from the Memorial.
Presented by the Waterworks and Header Plumbing, Drain, Heating, and Cooling. And sponsored by Ohio for Responsible Gambling. Visit pausebeforeyouplay.org.
All right, back live at Memorial, Jack's house. There's one guy who probably should have been in this Pro-Am, and I can't wait to ask him why he wasn't, because I think he can swing the sticks a little bit. So the Norris Trophy is given to the best defensive player in the league, the guy who's got the greatest all-around game, all-around ability at the position. And we've never had one. And the Blue Jackets have been in existence for a long time. And when you see the names on this trophy, the fact that his name is now right there, 2026, we welcome back our friend Zach Werenski. Z, you should be out here, my man, in this Pro-Am as a Norris Trophy winner.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I did get the invite, but with a 1-month-old, it's still a little hard to swing. So I wish I was out there, but it is what it is.
You know what? That's a great answer. That might have been a tough ask. So even a guy like you can't, hey, honey, I'm going to play golf today. That's a rough one. I agree. That's a good dad. A good early dad moment for you. Good points.
Yeah, no, she's been good about it. I've gotten out a few times, but I think driving down to Columbus and spending a few days there wouldn't have been ideal. So, yeah, I'm just going to stay home and watch Memorial this weekend on TV.
Plenty of years to get you in this thing. All right, so the surprise video is one of the greatest I've seen. And so you tell us and our listeners, How did they dupe you a little bit here? How did they surprise you with the Norris Trophy in your own backyard? How did this happen?
Yeah, well, they reached out saying they were going to do a Father's Day thing. Me being a new father, they said they were going to get a few guys in the area, and I was one of the first stops. And I was a little suspicious. I was like, Sunday at 4:30. That's kind of a random time to do a Father's Day video. But yeah, I mean, I wasn't sure what was going to happen. I kind of had an idea maybe it was the Norris, but until you actually see it and I turned around and saw it there, I was surprised, and I think my whole family was surprised, which was the best part. The only people that knew were my wife and brother, and they kept it pretty close. And, just super special. It was a really special day for me.
Congrats to you, Z. We were talking about the video yesterday on the show, and one of the moments that really stuck with me was you looking at the trophy and seeing all the former players that had won that trophy. And I just said that had to be such a cool moment for you to be amongst such elite company. So take us inside that moment when you were realizing what was really going on in the historical moment that you are now a part of.
Yeah, that was probably the coolest part of it, was just looking at all the names on it. Obviously, guys I grew up watching, legends that were before my time, and then guys I play against now that I've really looked up to and have pushed me to be a better hockey player. Just to be amongst that group of players, it's very surreal. And, my name wasn't on the trophy yet. I'm excited one day to get there and see my name on it. But it's one of the coolest things is looking at all the players that have won that trophy and how special it really is.
Z, talk about a couple of the names on that trophy that really mean the most to you as a player. Some of the other defensemen that have won that. What names really stuck with you as that's really cool that I'm alongside those guys?
I think the first one's Nick Lindstrom. I mentioned this yesterday. I feel like being a kid from Detroit, obviously I knew how great of a player he was. I looked up to him. I idolized him. I wanted to be just like him. I don't know if I'm going to win it 7 times like he did, but just to be up there with him is really cool. I think seeing Quinn Hughes up there, a guy I train with in the summers, we push each other to be better and get the most out of each other. He was huge in my corner this year, just pushing me to win it. And I think just seeing all these different names, the Brent Burns, PK Subban, Roman Josi, Cale Makar, and then you go back and see Chris Chelios. There's so many legends, Chris Pronger, that have won this award. I could speak on all the players for a long time and how special it really is.
Zach, what does it mean to you? I'll go maybe one layer deeper there. Only 6 American-born players have ever won this trophy, and now you're one of them. So the fact, and you mentioned Quinn, Adam Fox, Brian Leach from back in the 90s, Chelios in the 90s, Rod Langway, to be an American-born player and be one of only a half a dozen to ever win it, how does that hit you?
Yeah, it's incredible. I think USA Hockey's come so far, and, to have 3 guys in the last, 6 years win this trophy, it speaks volumes on where USA Hockey is. We obviously had a great year with the Olympics, the World Championships a year ago, the women's team, the Paralympics. I mean, it's been great for USA Hockey right now. So I definitely feel honored. I feel blessed. It's a cool company to be in. And, I think it's great for USA Hockey as a whole.
Obviously you're a very humble guy and a great leader of this team. I'm wondering what parts of your game you are most proud of this year. We can talk about you forever. The 200-foot part of your game and how you read the game and how strong you are and how tough and durable you've been. But what kind of makes you most proud about winning it this season? I know you laid the groundwork for this a little bit last year, but each season is different, and I'm sure you would trade it for a chance to win a Stanley Cup. But tell me a little bit about what you're most proud of in your game this season and what led to winning this award.
Well, I think the thing for me that I'm most proud of is that I did it again. And I feel like after last season, kind of my first true breakout year, I felt like the question was, can I do it again? Is it just a one-off? Is it a fluke? And I'm really happy that I followed it up with a second season like that. I always believed I could be this type of player, and obviously took some time. Injuries probably hurt me along the way. But our team's gotten better. I've gotten better with it. And I'm just happy that I've really proved that I can be in this tier of defensemen.
All right, let's zoom out from some CBJ talking and get your thoughts on your former head coach, John Tortorella, in the Las Vegas Golden Knights right now. Z, winning Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Finals. Your thoughts on last night and the series moving forward?
Yeah, it's going to be a great series. They asked me yesterday who I thought, and we obviously see Carolina a lot more than Vegas, and I think they're, one of the best teams in the league, obviously. So I kind of lean their way. But after watching Vegas last night, Torts really hasn't playing well. I could see this series going 6 or 7. It's going to be a battle, and I'm not surprised Torts' team's playing like that. He's one hell of a hockey coach.
That's what Carolina does, right? They're a great defending team, so you could admire that too. They smother teams. They limit shots, and they turn those turnovers into goals, which is what they did last night. And I think once Vegas settled in a little bit, started taking care of the puck, then maybe some offensive zone time was going to come. But that looked like it was a definite priority for Vegas to say, hey, we're going to get dusted in this game if we can't take care of the puck. They were a little loose with it, but is that a game that when you watch the entire game last night? Or was it too late?
I watched most of the game, yeah. I didn't watch, the very end, but I saw the highlights this morning, and I saw that final goal.
It's a little controversial icing call there that when two guys get to the dot and the ref's got to call it right there. That's always a tough call for guys to make, and it actually led to a Carolina goal that tied it. But I thought that thing had double overtime written all over it after Carolina tied it. But Vegas is just a crafty, veteran, find-a-way team. Maddie asked you about Torts. It just seems like a vintage Torts team that they never get too out of pocket with their thoughts. They always seem like they can grind their way back. You think this has 7 written all over it?
I mean, I think so, yeah. It's 2 really good teams, different styles. I would guess, like I said, 6 or 7. I wouldn't be shocked either way. I'd be more surprised if it was 4 or 5 games. I do think Vegas, after watching them in the first 2 periods last night especially, that's a team that's built to beat a Carolina. They're older, they're veterans like you mentioned. They don't get rattled. Going into Carolina and playing that game, you can get rattled easily with the fans and the way they play, and it just seemed like they just kept playing their game. So they're definitely built for it, but Carolina's a tough team to play against. So we'll see what happens down the stretch here, and I'm excited to watch. It's great hockey. It's great for the league, and it's exciting as a fan.
Go ahead, Matty.
No, I was going to say, you've had an amazing hockey year. I was just wondering, are you going to have a moment maybe the next couple of weeks or whatever it is to really soak everything in, like the Olympic moment, winning the Norris Trophy, all of that? What's on deck for you as far as enjoying what you did this year?
Yeah, that's all I'm trying to do right now. Yesterday after winning, I did media, and I got a lot of questions about the future and the team and all that. And honestly, I haven't thought about it too much. With just a whirlwind of the last 12 months, the Olympics, my first child, now this. Yeah. I'm just trying to enjoy the moment. I'm trying to live in the present. I don't want to look too far ahead. It's so easy in our sport and life to get focused on the next thing and what's next. And I don't really want to do that. I just kind of want to be present, be with my family, and enjoy all the milestones along the way. And I'm sure in the next few weeks, few days, whatever it is, I'll kind of shift my focus to next season. But, right now I'm just trying to enjoy it all and take it all in.
Good for you. I'm telling you, watching your dad light up in that video and then knowing that little Hudson is there, who one day will see those pictures as well, had to be an awesome moment. So congrats to you and the family. We appreciate your time as always, my man. Have a great summer.
I appreciate it, guys. Thank you. I'll talk to you soon.
You got it. Zach Werenski with us, Norris Trophy Award winner here on Rothman and Ice, and welcoming his first child just less than 2 months ago, and the award. But I would say this, and, watching the Stanley Cup final had to be, it's always probably bittersweet for one of the greatest players in the league, because it's watching and admiring that and saying, that's what we're playing for.
Similar to what we're talking about with Myles Garrett, right? Like, you're a player of Zach's caliber, you're a player of Myles' caliber. You want to taste and feel what that's like consistently, right? Like, Z was a part of the team that's had that amazing series against Tampa, but you want more. But I just have to imagine, zooming out from the jacket stuff alone, AR, he's got to be so proud of this year. I mean, becoming a dad, the Olympic moment, winning the Norris, it doesn't get much better than that. You have to enjoy that type of stuff, because you just don't know when these type of years are going to happen again.
That's very true. It's, he plays a team sport, and it's bittersweet that he's watching the playoffs from the outside looking in and trying to end that drought and all that. And that interview will be done later in the, as we get towards camp or whatever. But you're right. This moment is about this award. and coming off Olympic gold and being a part of that. So we appreciate Z jumping on the program. We'll get back at it here at Memorial when we come back. So the man crush continues. I did catch up with Rob Lowe, and for guys of that era like me, I did need to know one thing that could be in the works. And I asked him. You'll hear it next. Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
Big voice guy here to remind you that you're listening to The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Okay, thanks. I have 3 more seconds. Bye-bye.
Craving the O? Now it comes to you. For loyal fans, the O on Lane is now offering the O on the Go catering delivery. Perfect for the office or any group. Order box lunches or group catering right now at theoonlane.com. The O on the Go, delivered fresh, delivered easy.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone for Window Nation. If your air conditioner never seems to turn off, worn-out windows could be the culprit. Broken seals and old frames let your cool air escape, and with summer just getting started, it's only going to get hotter. Upgrade your house's windows now during Window Nation's Buy 4, Get 4 free sale. Imagine replacing all your windows and getting half of them for free. Plus, you could even get them with no money down and no monthly payment or interest for 2 years. Built with top-quality materials, insulated glass, and precision seals, Window Nation's windows fit perfectly and lock in the air. Upgrade today and your home will stay cooler this summer and warmer in the winter. Plus, your home stays comfortable year-round, and you could even see lower energy bills the first month. They're so good, Window Nation offers a lifetime warranty, and they're rated A+ by the Better Business Bureau. Don't wait to put an end to your window problems. Save big with Window Nation's Buy 4, Get 4 free sale going on now. Sale ends soon, so visit windownation.com to book a consultation. That's windownation.com. Window Nation, a proud partner of Wounded Warrior Project.
In the military, the mission was clear. You knew what to do. Now, the mission has changed. Stepping into civilian life isn't about finding a job. It's finding your purpose.
I wanted a career that would leverage the skills and discipline I gained in the military. IT just felt right.
My Computer Career offers class schedules that fit into your life and skills in high demand. Put your VA benefits to work. Visit mycomputercareer.edu/CWP to jumpstart your IT career today. An elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Common Man here. Join me June 20th for the Common Man Mile at this year's Fan 5K in Westerville. Get signed up at 971therace.com.
The 97.1 The Fan 5K is presented by Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, and the Common Man Mile is sponsored by Rose Pest Solutions. Rose Pest Solutions has been protecting Columbus homes and businesses for over 165 years. Got a pest problem? Rose is the solution. Call 800-966-ROSE or visit rosepestsolutions.com.
Join T-Bone and Tyvis mornings on The Fan for football, food, and fun, featuring T-Bone.
Now, when you were talking about the football stuff, I was listening, but when you said Waffle House, I leaned forward in my chair.
And national champ Tyvis Powell.
I was staring myself in the mirror for a good 10 minutes today looking at it.
Where they solve all the world's complex problems.
We're not putting the toothpaste back in the toothpaste container.
Sponsored by Capital Ford of Columbus.
Football, food, and fun with T-Bone and Tyvis. Weekday mornings from 6 to 9 on The Fan.
What would it take for my child to only miss half a day of school for treatment?
What would it take to fund a cure for childhood cancer?
It would take all of us to come together to support the research. Join us. Go to childrenscancer.org today.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy real estate as is, fast for cash. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. I buy vacant properties, inherited homes, divorce situations, death in the family, apartment buildings, commercial properties. I even buy my tenants won't pay me the rent houses. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
And now, Public Education Matters with Ohio Education Association President Jeff Wensing.
Ohio's educators are dedicated to their students, but we can't do it alone. We need strong partnerships with parents and community members, and we need support from our local and state leaders to ensure our schools have the resources they need to provide a world-class education for all. When we stand together, our students win.
Public Education Matters, brought to you by the Ohio Education Association.
T-Bone and Tyvis is sponsored by Capital Ford of Columbus.
They deserve to be there. They dominated in this game.
It was an old-fashioned Joe Jackson butt whooping.
Well, true enough.
Mornings on The Fan. Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
We're keeping this sunshine around through this afternoon with highs near 80 degrees. Tonight's going to be nice and quiet, comfortable, with mostly clear skies, lows dropping down to the mid-50s. But tomorrow, we're even warmer. Lots and lots of sunshine through your afternoon. Temperatures climbing around to the mid-80s. I'm your 10 Weather Impact meteorologist, Lily Aldrich, with 97.1 The Fan.
All the Ohio State conversation you can handle. The Buckeye Show.
Weeknights at 6.
Your Ohio State flagship station. The Fan. Anthony wore his cleats today. You know, just in case. You're listening to Rothman and Ice live from the Memorial.
Presented by the Waterworks and Header Plumbing, Drain, Heating, and Cooling. And sponsored by Ohio for Responsible Gambling. Visit pausebeforeyouplay.org.
Yeah, no golf shoes today.
No?
No, I don't wear golf shoes out here.
I got mine on.
Maddie does.
But these are
but you are
sneaker-ish.
You're in the casual golf shoe.
Yeah, I got the Air Maxes on.
The nubs on the bottom for some grip. So let it be known for the record that Matty Hayes is wearing his Matty Golf Air Hazes out here today.
You just can't wear the metals, the clack and the click clack, and you can't be that.
Those don't exist anymore, I don't think.
They're
the
out of the
metal
game
ones.
Now. Okay,
but they were in the '90s.
Can't be that.
You'd hear it.
That's
and here's the only time that I feel like golf shoes may be okay out here. If it's raining like it usually is, and you need something, quote, waterproof, because a lot of golf shoes are, okay? And number two, all the hills out here, the elevation out here, that one near 18 used to be, Maddie, a mudslide.
Okay.
And all you'd see is people trying to slowly go down that hill and then just lose it. And they're just caked in mud.
I'll allow it.
And if you have a golf shoe on,
rainy
that
day.
may not have a rain day for waterproof and that sort of thing, then I'm okay with it.
But a beautiful day like today, no, sir, not allowed.
Yeah.
Not allowed.
All right, so the man crush continues. Rob Lowe's appearance at Memorial. This is a Dayton kid who grew up maybe his first 10 years in Ohio, and I wanted to find out a little bit about his love of golf and maybe a potential sequel from my childhood that might be coming out. And he couldn't be more friendly. He was an iconic 80s actor, but people would know him from beyond with Parks and Rec and everything else he's done, even when he got into the more comedic stuff than romantic comedies that I grew up with. And then he went into, the Tommy Boy and everything else. And here is Robert Lowe, who was, I think, born in Virginia, but had a lot of his formative years in Ohio. Billy the Kid, back in Ohio.
I'm back. It's always good to be back here, see all my family, and the galleries are so great.
Compare Dayton to Malibu. It's tough.
Yeah, it's a different life for sure, but I love coming back here. I really, really do. My dad's here. I brought my son with me. The weather is perfect.
That is a perfect day, isn't it?
It is. You got 3 generations of Lowe's.
So when did your love affair start with this game?
My grandpa, who lived in Sydney, Ohio, and ran the Spot restaurant that is still there, and also built and created his own golf course, Shelby Oaks.
Wow.
It's still outside of Sydney. It's now 36 holes. So it's in the blood.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I might be the worst Lowe who ever played, but I do love the game.
Well, you grew up and you moved to Malibu and you become this iconic actor of so many generations. Do you have an iconic role that you feel like launched you?
Launched me? Probably The Outsiders, which
Soda Pop Curtis.
Soda Pop Curtis. There's a lot of young kids here today that know me from that, and that makes me super happy.
All right, let me ask you about an update on St. Elmo's Fire 2. Did I miss it? Is there going to be one? Is it still in the works? I need to know this, Rob.
It's still in the works. We're working on the script. Everybody would like to do it, but we want to get the script right, so we're fingers crossed. Pressure's on the writer.
Okay, so when you're driving around in Malibu and John Parr comes on the radio,
it's like
you gotta love it.
It's like 1985 all over again.
It's amazing. That's a great era, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. 100%.
All right. I hear that you have a Bill Murray golf story. Can you tell it to me?
Do I?
Well, was it something in Paris?
Oh, Just that he and I were sat around watching sports together, and I'd never been there before, and he left me a book about golf. He was great. He's the best. I love Bill.
Do you have a dream celebrity foursome that you'd like to play with still that you haven't? Other celebrities, like 3 people and you.
Steph Curry, I'd like to play with. Timberlake, I'd like to see what his game is like. And Wahlberg.
You're the man.
Thank you.
Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
That's Rob Lowe. Rob Lowe, one of my favorites from my child, the Brat Pack, the 80s, the coming-of-age teenage films. They were all there. And when you think about, I mean, I know these names aren't going to ring for you as much, Maddie, but Demi Moore and Judd Nelson
legend.
and
Absolutely,
Emilio Estevez and Ali Sheedy and Molly Ringwald and Anthony Michael Hall, and that was the Brat Pack. But when he went back, when you think about, I don't have it right in front of me, but The Outsiders, which turned into a great play, but it was a great book, and then it was a movie, and it's a play. When you think about Tom Cruise, Patrick Swayze, himself, Emilio Estevez, I mean, there's
quite the
Matt
cast.
Dillon, like that cast, Ralph Macchio, like that cast of that movie was my childhood. And to be able to hang out here and kind of relive that tradition of interviewing him is cool. And to find out that, because I had heard rumors of St. Elmo's Fire too. Listen, I don't know how anything can relate to the St. Elmo's Fire is the dealing with life post-college and in kind of a college town. And Rob Lowe wanting to go back to the fraternity and just hang out. Couldn't find himself. Like, that's Billy. When I said Billy the Kid is back, that's his. That was his character.
He said that it sounded to me that people are on board to do it. So it sounds like you may get to scratch some of that itch a little bit, get some of that nostalgia going. You mentioned your man crush for Rob Lowe. Is he on Anthony Rothman's Mount Rushmore of actors? For you personally, is Rob Lowe on your Mount Rushmore? Because you're the movie guy. We all know and love you for many reasons, but one of the reasons we love you is your knowledge of movies. You're the guy. Is he on your Mount Rushmore, AR? You got a man crush on him.
That's a tough call, man.
You only got
I don't
4
think
spots.
he's on Mount Rushmore.
This is your personal preference, so not what everybody would say. This is you.
I just don't think I can get past, like, Stallone and Bruce Willis.
Okay, there's 2.
And
he may be on there then.
Could he make it to it? I think originally it was probably Harrison Ford.
Okay.
Let me think on that. I'll have an answer for you before the end of the show.
Okay, nice.
I can't commit to him having that spot
Write that
yet.
down on your notepad,
All right,
please.
I will. All right. That's good.
No, and he honestly, you meet celebrities and athletes or whatever it is. Like, he seems like a genuine guy. Like, he seems like a cool dude. And
I think Eddie Murphy,
he's aged
See, I don't know if
really well. Rob has.
He's
crazy.
The genes.
It's unbelievable.
Well, to be a Hollywood actor for that long, and that's right. He clearly has kept his looks, but he's always stayed pretty down to earth, and I think that's growing up in Ohio.
Midwest
and
stuff,
the fact that he was playing with his son today was pretty cool. By the way, he's kind of a spitting image.
Is he?
Really, yeah,
Okay.
he really is. But I just think that, when you grow up in an era where the movies, where you're the same age as the actors that are depicted in the movie, you relate so much. It's kind of like, it'd be like being in a high school when Breakfast Club was out, being in high school when Karate Kid came out.
It hits different.
Like, it hits different.
It does.
And the 80s were all about that.
Yeah.
They were just iconic movies, and a lot of them were about high school kids and college kids.
You see yourself in those people.
That's right.
You're living that lifestyle. You're going through the same things. Absolutely.
Yeah. All right, so Rob is playing today, played all 18 today. I saw...
Who'd you see?
There's the X-Man. There's the X-Man.
For the folks that don't know, we are at the halfway house. We are on the deck of the halfway house. Right behind us is a little bit of the lunch area, if you will, a little cafeteria here at the halfway house. And right behind us is one AR.
Xander Schauffele.
Xander Schauffele.
So Xander Schauffele.
X gonna give it to you.
I mean, I'm wondering, we were going to make our picks for the tournament, and I've backed him before.
Yeah.
And he can handle Sunday pressure.
Okay.
And I'm curious where are you thinking about? Could this be a sign
that maybe Matty Ice needs to pick X? No, I've already kind of made my pick.
Okay.
I've
Don't
made
switch
this,
now.
and I don't want to flip flop just because he's about 5 feet from me. But
Rothman, did you catch that third person again?
I didn't, but was there one?
I snuck
He's
one.
getting good at
I
it.
snuck one.
He's getting really good at it.
I don't know. We got to stop this, TLC. I got to stop.
All right,
Matty Ice is going to have to switch his picks.
He might. All right, so we'll see what we can pull off here.
Yeah.
By the way, there may be, I think in the next group, a former Buckeye quarterback, Bobby Hoyne.
Yeah.
And I don't know if he'll stop at the halfway, but if he does, we'll certainly try to corral him. We'll come back next, and we'll talk some NFL. The big if in Cincinnati. Could we be heading for a rematch? We'll talk about that in 2 minutes. Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
I'm Leslie from Pella Columbus.
And I'm Wilson from that other window place.
Wilson, what are we wearing?
Lie detectors. Anytime a lie is detected, we get a little shock.
All right, let's try them. So, Pella was rated by homeowners as the leading window brand here in Columbus.
Nothing? Okay. Well, our windows can change the look of your home. Ow. This thing sometimes shocks you when you tell the truth. Ouch. It's okay. I'm having fun.
Get the windows that can change the look and feel of your home at PellaColumbus.com.
When sudden illness or injury strike, Ohio State offers 3 types of urgent care to meet any of your needs. From traditional urgent care to our specialized orthopedic urgent care for activity-related injuries and advanced urgent care for more serious injury and illness. Our experts treat everything from broken bones to ear infections and colds and flu. Ohio State Urgent Care. This is world-class care.
Get your air conditioner fixed fast. Call Care Heating and Cooling, 1-800-COOLING.
I'm Matt Morgan of Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. I've had the privilege of seeing miracles, broken families rebuilt, every crash, every workplace injury, every medical mistake. Fighting back can work. We've gone toe-to-toe with insurance giants, and we've won a lot. Over $30 billion recovered. Size matters. Reputation matters. Results matter. There's only one Morgan & Morgan.
Morgan & Morgan, Ohio office located at 600 Vine Street, Cincinnati. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
After my accident, people warned me to slow down. I said, I don't know how. Thanks to my VA care team, I haven't.
At VA, we're using technology to help veterans recover faster and live their lives to the fullest. Learn more at vacareers.va.gov/PSA.
Rothman and Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
You're listening to Rothman and Ice, live from the Memorial.
Come on. Presented by The Waterworks and Header Plumbing, Drain, Heating, and Cooling. And sponsored by Ohio for Responsible Gambling. Visit pausebeforeyouplay.org.
All right, back at Memorial, just outside the halfway house. And it's a beautiful day. And it's awesome. Get out to Memorial this year, 50th year anniversary. And we will hopefully in the next couple of minutes, I almost guarantee it, that Bob Hoyne, one of the most prolific passers that ever came through Ohio State, I had the pleasure of covering him back in the 90s. And the ironic, kind of two worlds are colliding here because my very first week on the job, my first day on the job at Channel 6 was covering the Memorial Tournament in 1994. And I've told the story. I went to the station. I was in a suit. I wasn't going to show up to my first day of work in a golf shirt. And somebody said, well, you can't go out there and look dressed like that. And I'm like, well, what do you want me to do? And so found myself a golf shirt and came out here. And then the 90s were all about Bobby Hoyne. And it's not like, listen, the John Cooper-led Buckeyes were no juggernaut in the 90s until the mid to late 90s. But they had depth at quarterback. They certainly did. And there's kind of, when you think about, you know, the quarterback lineage at Ohio State, where that has gone over the years, and how the Big Ten has changed, how the football has changed.
Everything, yeah.
But this guy, in the early mid '90s, I thought was an NFL QB. Like he did. He played for 5 years in the pros, and but I can't wait to ask him because he came from St. Henry and tiny little high school, I think near the Indiana border, and he joins us now. It's old home week, man. This brings me back. First year covering this team was 94, and Bobby Hoyne, welcome. So good to see you, man.
Thanks for having me. What a great day.
How was the golf? Who'd you play with, by the way?
I played with Bryan Harmon on the backside, and Lucas Glover.
Awesome.
Coming in.
Awesome.
So, and then we played with Coach Diebler and Dan Cloran from Ohio State, so it was a good Buckeye day out there today.
Any highlights you would like to tell our listeners?
I chipped in on 13. Yeah.
Really?
So that was pretty special, and
good bird.
Par 14.
That's a tough green. Where's the pin at 14 today?
The pin is in front, so
okay.
a lot of easy pins, but part 18. So
that's a highlight.
Yeah, so I would say I had 3 or 4 holes that, I wouldn't tell my kids about, but for the most part, it's pretty good. I'd say I achieved today.
Let me ask you this: the man to my left has a hole-in-one.
Oh,
in
wow!
His career.
I still don't.
You have one of those.
I still don't have one.
How close have you been to a hole-in-one?
So back when I was just out of college, I was playing in a Kroger charity event that I hit the bottom of the. I think I hit the bottom of the pin.
Wow.
Right where when it was supposed to go in and bounced out. So that's as close as I've been.
All right, refresh my memory. You were Mr. Football in Ohio, correct?
Yep, 91.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. St. Henry's pretty tiny, right?
Yep.
Is that right on the Indiana border? Or
It's
where?
pretty much. Yep.
Okay.
It's right on the Indiana border in the small school conference, the MAC up there. A lot of great football up there.
How much did being Mr. Football mean when you came to Ohio State? Is that like, oh, here's Mr. Football Ohio, or did you suddenly become, all right, I got to earn everything again? What was that like?
Yeah, it was a huge difference for me going from high school to college. Probably more so than even going from college to the NFL. There was just the speed of the game was much different, and I played on a great high school team. We had great basketball teams, great football teams, and so
state titles, right?
A lot of great players that went on to play in the NFL. Jeff Hardings and other great high school players that played in college. So, what a great way to grow up. I grew up idolizing, Jim Lachey was from our school, was about 10 years older than me. So he was really the first guy, at least on football, that kind of showed everybody you could get out of a small school and go big time.
Let's get your take on the current quarterback here at Ohio State. Very, very good year one, right?
Yep.
Heisman finalist, now turning the page and trying to level up even more. What did you see from Julian in year one, and what do you think he's going to come out on the other side in year two and look like?
He's just so accurate, and the ball comes out. He reminds me right away when I saw him. I was down at a practice, I think, before he ever played in a game, and I just first thought of Drew Brees. He reminds me of Drew, who I saw play a lot in the NFL, and I think that learning curve coming back, just so much experience he brings to the table, and the ball just is always coming out and seems like it's going to the right spot.
He's been challenged this offseason, it sounds like, by Coach State to try to extend plays a little bit more with his legs. Talk about that from a guy that seems like he's been more of the traditional pocket passer his entire career.
Yeah.
Now coming out in another season and trying to do that, what are those challenges for a quarterback?
Yeah, I think it's a fine line. I think at the next level, it's been shown that you want to extend plays usually with the intent of still with your eyes down the field and making a play with your arm, but he's athletic enough, and we always said it in the NFL. If I played with Rich Gannon, I backed him up in Oakland, and he would have 3 or 4 plays with his legs, and Coach Gruden used to always talk about that. That's the difference, can be the difference in a game.
Bobby Hoyne with us, former Ohio State great quarterback. Had the pleasure of covering him when Cooper, I think he finally let you guys kind of air it out. No one would call Ohio State air raid, especially not in that era. Plus, you had Eddie George, so it's not exactly going to go away from that. But with Joey Galloway and our beloved dear friend Demetrius Stanley and others, they let you kind of take a hatchet to those record books, man, and you did it. What was that like when you finally felt the trust of your head coach that we can air this thing out?
Yeah, I think it was I was going into my third year being a starter, and Walt Harris came in, was my quarterback coach, and really made a big difference. He came from the NFL, and we started running kind of smatterings of the West Coast offense, and we were throwing the ball to the halfback, to Eddie out of the backfield, which we had never done at Ohio State, and really became a pretty balanced offense that year, and we set a lot of passing records that held up for a long time while Eddie won the Heisman,
Yeah.
and so there was a good balance to that team, and so much fun to look back at those years and just all the great players we played with.
You mentioned your time in Oakland, and you also mentioned Gruden. He's this big character, right, in the world of football. Any memories or stories that really stuck with you that you can share with us?
Well, now you see all the clips on social media, but he was like that. I had him 5 out of my 6 years in the NFL, and he was like that. Just the volume turned to 10 in quarterback meeting rooms. He was always in my quarterback meetings. He coached the quarterbacks and was just so much to play for. The most demanding guy I've ever had to play for, and just a lot of lessons learned. We learned a lot of football and just so much fun. I think it was demanding, but he made it a lot of fun for us.
Did you learn the play? I believe it's Spider 2Y Banana.
Spider 2Y Banana. Strong right, F left. Spider 2Y Banana. Yep, that's the staple.
Nice. Bob Hoyne with us here, one of the greats for Ohio State. All right, so when you went into a game, we always hype it. You probably laugh at this when the media hypes quarterback duels because it's a team game. But you guys are the headline. You were the position. So this sequel with Arch Manning and Julian Sain will be who's going to outduel the other one. In fact, going into the Big Ten championship game, it was Mendoza against Sain, and people thought, whoever wins this game should get the Heisman. It's a little broad, probably, in a team game. But did you ever think about that when there was a prolific guy on the other side, like I want to outduel him?
Well, it's funny. I had a chance to meet Peyton Manning again last night. We played them in the 95 Citrus Bowl. Right. He was great to catch up with for 20, 30 minutes at the event last night. But not so much. You're not going against them. You're going against 11 defenders and vice versa. So there's gonna be some hype games. I know our schedule is ridiculous this year. We're gonna play some great, talented teams. So I think Julian just has to keep it kind of all in front of him. Never feel like you have to do too much.
He's kind of been one of those guys that sometimes you'll see him in a mock draft next year, and then others would say, hey, we got to wait to see if he's a real first-round talent. That's a little bit of pressure, and he's going to be playing against guys this year with direct matchups on maybe his competition in the NFL. Dante Moore from Oregon and Arch Manning and others. How does he stiff-arm all that and just focus on this year?
I think just focus on this year, and it'll take care of itself. I think the quarterbacks that come into college now are so prepared. When I came out, there was no 7-on-7 leagues. There was none of that stuff, and they have so many reps underneath them. And one thing's been shown about NFL quarterbacks is how many games did you play in college? That really translates to some success that you'll have in the NFL. So he's going to have another season under his belt, and he'll make that decision at the end of the season.
As you know, Ohio State's got years and years of really good quarterback play and really good wide receiver play. Right now, Jeremiah Smith is continuing that tradition, and so seeing him from his freshman year to where he is now, just the impact out of the gate's been pretty incredible. But you've been under center and connected with some really good playmakers. So just talk about that from a quarterback's perspective, how that can make life easier when you got a beast like him.
Yeah. You got a beast like him, and they have to, they have to set the defense. A lot of times, he's going to get a safety over the top. And I was fortunate to play with Galloway, Terry Glenn, Ricky Dudley, and when you have other weapons, it goes a long way. So he will be the focus that teams will try to take him away, but he'll get his shots and make him pay when he has to. I just love how he works. I usually get down to a few practices in the spring and in the fall to watch the team, and he's such a hard worker and just an unbelievable talent.
Bob Hoyne with us. I probably buried the lead because Crawford Hoyne has been what a massive thing for you after your football playing career and what you've done for this town, what you've done in business. And Bridge Park, I told you my first week on the job is 94. Dublin was, there's the Racks and the Wendy's and whatever and Mark Pies and that was downtown Dublin in a way. But with Bridge Park and everything we have going, you don't actually have to be at the tournament to enjoy this week.
Yeah, it's a huge week for us. We'll have Four Fest on Friday, Saturday night, but really all week there's just a ton of stuff happening. Workday and there's just a ton of corporate events that happen in and out of Bridge Park. And I think for us, we feel so fortunate, sort of right place, right time with real estate. And we took some risk back in the day, but the city of Dublin has been just an unbelievable partner and great to so great to work with. These projects, these mixed-use projects, are not easy to execute, and so you really need partnership along the way, and we've had that with the city of Dublin, and really Jack started it all with with this beautiful golf course, and so we've been just so fortunate to be able to develop Bridge Park over the years, kind of hopefully give people what they want and not force anything down their throat, and so we have a couple phases that we're completing now, so more new offerings that are coming that we're really excited about.
Congrats on that. All right, before we cut you loose, Bob, you like where college football is heading, or are you nervous about it?
A little nervous. I think there's some momentum around 5 years with some restrictions on transfer. I have 2 daughters that play college volleyball now, and my son played football at UC, and so I've kind of been able to not only play a long time ago, but sort of witness what it's been like the last few years, and really coming out of COVID, it was kind of a mess with a lot of kids staying and being able to transfer. I think I'm so happy I played when I did. I'm so happy to be able to call Ohio State my home, and I have a place to come back to. A lot of kids don't have that now, and so I think there's a give and take there. So hopefully, everybody can find a way to kind of put some guardrails up for everybody, and just to be out here and see everybody rooting for Ohio State and hear the Go Bucks, and that means a lot to me, and I think some guys miss that.
First dude to throw it for 3K, I think, at Ohio State is sitting with us here. He's Bob Hoyne. Bob,
thanks, guys.
Thanks, man.
Yep,
this
thanks
is
for
really
having
nice.
me. No, I appreciate you.
Congrats
guys.
on the chip in and everything else.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Bobby Hoyne, one of the best in scarlet and gray. We'll come back, caught up with Luke Bryan. The 5-time Entertainer of the Year was teeing off in the Pro-Am. You'll hear from him next. Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
The only workplace in America to participate in the Doorknob Fart Game. And we also play office basketball and sometimes do radio. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Looking to launch a career in the skilled trades but don't know where to begin? Part-time service in the Ohio Army National Guard can help. You can kickstart your career by enlisting in one of our many trades-based jobs. Get paid to learn these skills and gain on-the-job training when you report to your unit 1 weekend a month or 2 weeks in the summer. To learn how the Guard can pay for your civilian trade certification, visit nationalguard.com/OH. Sponsored by the Ohio Army National Guard in coordination with the Ohio Association of Broadcasters and this station.
The Reds are on the radio.
Swung on, crushed, high, deep, left field. There it goes. A 3-run go-ahead blast for Eugenio Suarez. They're waving around Friedel. Up throwing Anthony. Throw to the plate, not in time. And the Reds walk it off at 11, 6-5.
The quest for October baseball is underway. Hear all the action all season long on your home of the Reds.
When you saw your heating bills this winter, did you think this is out of control? The problem is your house is leaking money, and the only thing higher than your heating bills are your cooling bills. Steve here from USA Insulation. Let us fix your energy bill problem for good. If you aren't foam insulated, you really aren't insulated. For $99 a month, interest-free, we'll foam your home and help cut those energy bills. 529-2440 or USAinsulation.net.
USA Insulation.
Hey, it's Austin Ward. Listen to The Beat with Austin and Byrne, now powered by the Waterworks and Header Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Get the latest Buckeye news, insights, and unbeatable analysis every day. Don't miss a moment. Stream The Beat with Austin and Byrne, sponsored by the Waterworks and Header Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
That was the moment when I realized I got to do something. I was scheduled to go in for knee surgery, and for the pre-op, they do the blood work. It was determined that I was now type 2 diabetic, and I was severely overweight. Years ago, I could cut back and lose weight, and I was finding it difficult to do that. 2 days into the Awaken 180 program, my daily glucose level went from 170 down to 61. 1 week into the program, I lost 10.5 pounds. That was the eye-opener that I knew this was the right thing for me. They teach you the lifestyle change and how to be smart. I just can't say enough good things about Awaken 180 and the positive effects it has on you. It has completely changed my life.
Thanks, Phil. Austin Ward here, and Phil wanted to share his Awaken 180 story for the same reasons I have for so many years now, to let others know there is a medication-free solution for weight loss. Find your results at awaken180weightloss.com or call 844-346-1800.
With Bet365 early payout, you win even if they lose. Get paid out instantly when your team goes up big, even if they blow the lead later. Bet365. Winning is everything. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-MY-RESET. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Ohio.
We are the Dillos. We are from Northern Kentucky.
We have 2 kids, 5 dogs, 6 horses.
And a truck. It's really important to stay connected being in a rural area.
The biggest thing with switching over to T-Mobile's 5G home internet was the blazing speeds and the reliability.
One day we had nothing and next day we had everything.
Smoking fast internet.
Yeah.
We've got cell phone service and we've got our home internet all on the same plan. And it ends up being about $50 a month cheaper than before.
We saved a lot of money switching to T-Mobile.
At T-Mobile, bundle 4 unlimited phone lines with reliable 5G home internet and save up to $1,000 a year. You'll get fast internet, great coverage, and keep more money in your pocket every month.
Actual customers compensated for their time. Delivered via 5G cellular network. Speeds vary due to factors affecting cellular networks. Not available in some areas. Compared to regular rates after third line free on Experience Beyond plan with internet bundle discount via monthly bill credits and auto pay discount. Credits stop if you cancel or change plans.
Think you know Buckeye football? These two say, hold my beer. The Beat with Austin and Berm.
Sponsored by the Waterworks.
Daily on the Fan's YouTube and wherever you get your podcasts. Your home of the Buckeyes, The Fan. All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Good afternoon, friends. You're listening to a special edition of Rothman and Ice, live from the Memorial.
Presented by the Waterworks and Header Plumbing, Drain, Heating, and Cooling. And sponsored by Ohio for Responsible Gambling. Visit pausebeforeyouplay.org.
All right, Maddie, back at Memorial. Great of Bob Hoyne to drop by.
For sure.
Big gunslinger for Ohio State back in the 90s.
It was interesting real quick that he kind of comped Julian to Drew Brees. That was interesting. I hadn't heard
the
much
accuracy.
Of that. Accuracy. Yeah. I kind of see the stature as well when you look at both those guys. Julian isn't the biggest guy. He's big enough, obviously. But, yeah, I thought that was an interesting comp right there when he mentioned Drew Brees. And you can see some of that because Drew obviously was just deadly with how he would dice you up in the NFL. You gave that dude time, it was over.
It's a big-time comp.
Yeah.
That's for
Huge.
sure.
Yeah.
But the fact that he was a Heisman finalist, it's not overreaching. Yeah, maybe for some people.
Yeah.
I mean, do I think that Julian Sain's going to have Drew Brees' career? No, I don't. I mean, if he did, it would be.
There's not going to be many quarterbacks coming down the line that are going to have Drew
So when
Brees'
you comp
career.
him to him, I know where people's minds go. They go, oh, well, you think he's Drew Brees.
It's the skill set.
It's the skill set, right. That's the difference.
Yeah.
So one of the more fun ones for me today was Luke Bryan. Now, I'm not like a massive country fan, but I certainly know him.
Oh, yeah.
And he's a really cool, funny guy. And I only had a chance to catch him from 10T because the pros play from the tips and the AMs play up. And he was playing up, and after he teed off, you have to make the decision right then and there because he was playing with Keegan Bradley.
Okay.
So they were talking a lot along the fairway, and I was like, all right, here's the time. So Alexi backpedaled, and we went down 10 and then up 10 for about, I don't know how long this is, a few minutes, because he's got to get to his next shot. But here's the 5-time Entertainer of the Year, Luke Bryan in the Pro-Am. All right, Luke, welcome back. How'd the first tee shot feel?
I'm in the sand. My son is not. Keegan's 320 yards down there.
You like the beach?
Hey, you know, I hit pretty good out of the sand because that's where I wind up. But
all right, I give you 3 options today, right? I give you a hole-in-one today, another hit song, or you catch a record bass. What are you choosing?
Oh, that's not even right. You always got to go with a hit song because if I have another hit song, I get to play more golf and get to grow more 10-pound bass. So all starts with the song.
All right. Did you really meet your wife in a bar? And if so, what was the first line?
Oh, gosh. First, I did meet her. And what did I say? I don't know.
Did it turn into a song?
Hold my beer and watch this.
There's a good song. That's the new hit song.
Yes, sir.
Do you make homemade hush puppies? Because I love
my dad's got the #1 recipe of all time. He makes the best hush puppies. Y'all got hush puppies up here?
Well, we don't got time for that.
I got you.
You know, we're pretty fast up here. All right. More embarrassing, topping a tee shot or singing with your fly down?
Singing with your fly down. Everybody expects me to top a tee shot. So.
Okay. This is awesome. Have a great walk. Welcome back to Jack's house.
Hey, it's
Luke
great to be
Bryan,
here.
5-time Entertainer of the Year.
Yep.
Go get yourself a title today.
Come on, let's do it.
Luke Bryan, this walk and talk. How about that?
Cool stuff.
We're both huffing and puffing going down. And now, the one I kind of failed a little bit because I didn't ask him about the Georgia Bulldogs. And that's kind of his squad.
Yeah.
And I could have asked him about.
You could have got the hush puppy recipe for all of us too. You know, you're grinding,
I know
though.
it was.
You got a lot going on. But that's a bold claim.
The one thing that went through my mind, and I didn't want to completely pan the hush puppies, but it's from Smokey and the Bandit. Bo would love this if I would have said this, and I kind of got close to saying it.
Yeah.
I'm like, we don't have time for that crap. Like, that's what I was going to say, but I actually like hush puppies.
I do, too. I can remember going down south with my family. We'd go down to Myrtle Beach, and as a kid, we'd always stop at this place. I can't remember the name, AR, but it was one of my favorite spots going down to the southern region of the country, if you will, was getting those hush puppies down there because they do hit a little different. And up here, we really don't have a lot of that going on. Like, I can't even think of a spot right now that we'd send him to in Columbus to go get hush puppies.
Well, it's Long John Silver's probably or whatever. Like it was
something like that.
Arthur Treacher's or whatever fish and chip place would have them.
I give you the life of a big-time artist like Luke Bryan or an athlete. Which lifestyle would you want to live?
I'm taking his life.
All day.
Because of the longevity.
Yes.
And the weird and I shouldn't really say that. Now, if you put a caveat on it and you said, all right, you can have that life, but from the very beginning, you could never play sports.
I'm taking the musical lifestyle.
So you would never do anything in your life
to have the lifestyle that he has, that I think musicians
you would have
live.
to give up.
Yeah, I want that.
Any sport. I don't know if I would have done that.
I could still watch it, enjoy sports.
You can, but you wouldn't enjoy it the same way because you would have never played it.
Oh, I don't know about that.
I think part of enjoying.
I enjoy a lot of sports that I didn't play. I think you do too, right?
But just because if you played sports and you have that athletic ability and you're a competitor, I think if you never were allowed to experience any of that, and I don't know if you'd look at sports the same way. Not that you wouldn't watch.
Fair. That's fair.
You just wouldn't look at it the same way. And I'm thinking, now, his longevity, I mean,
I just think the
wealth,
career
the fame,
of an artist is really cool.
The fans and all that.
I think it's less physically demanding.
Well, now there's so much more open to them because he's on American Idol, and now you get to judge other acts. And it's just like, it's not just like coming up with writing songs and performing. He's got a whole nother reality
which
life.
I think is awesome too. See, I'm taking his life all day and tomorrow. Maybe let's say over a golfer. That hits home for you.
Which golfer, right?
Okay.
Like number one player in the world. Like you could be the top in the sport.
Yeah. No, let's say you're top 30. Your 30th best player in the world.
How about this? I'll give you one that I mentioned the other day. I'll give you Russell Henley's life. You don't get to win a major, but your career earnings are top 20.
It was $50 million, right?
$51 million, never winning a major.
Or Luke Bryan's life?
Yeah, well, he's got money.
Yeah,
he's printing money.
Correct.
Yeah. He's cool to catch up with.
Yeah, it seemed like a cool dude.
He was having fun out here. He was with his son as well. We'll come back, and we'll reset top of the hour, and we'll talk about the memorial and who we like to win at Jack's Place this year. Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
If the sound of another man slammed against plexiglass turns you on, you've come to the right place. Proud to be your home for Jackets hockey. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
When it comes to your roofing, siding, or gutter needs, call Newman Roofing. 614-NEW-ROOF. NewmanRoofing.com.
If you don't have Friday, June 12th circled on your calendar, get out a marker. Circle that 12. Hollywood Casino Columbus is the place to be. Scotty Vegas here, and we're going to be cheering on Team USA in the sportsbook with a big watch party at 9 o'clock. Contest, prizes, plus the all-new Hollywood Casino Columbus Hotel grand opening is June 12th. Brett Michaels live, fireworks, swag, food trucks, and our watch party. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem, call 1-800-589-9966.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. It is very difficult these days to find a great deal. Imagine if you had to buy something and you knew you had a certain amount you had to buy, but you got half of it for free unexpectedly. That would be an awesome deal. Well, the good news is Window Nation has that deal going on for you right now. With Window Nation's Buy 4, Get 4 free sale, you could replace all your windows and get half of them for free. Plus, you could even get them with no money down, no monthly payment or interest for 2 years, and you get top quality materials, insulated glass, and precision seals, all at a great price. As the weather continues to get hotter, you're going to run your air conditioner more. If your windows aren't energy efficient, they're letting that cold air out of your house, and you're paying more. Fix that problem with Window Nation. Save big with Window Nation's Buy 4, Get 4 free sale going on now. They even have a lifetime warranty on these windows. Check out windownation.com to book your consultation today. That's windownation.com. Window Nation, proud partner of the Wounded Warrior Project.
I have a buddy who's going to be popping the question soon. He's planning everything out. He asked me, can you help me out with the ring? I said, of course I can. I've got a guy, Bob Capace from Worthington Jewelers. Now you talk, Bob.
Hi, I'm Bob Capace. I'm your guy.
Go in, see my friends at Worthington Jewelers, tell them I sent you, and you'll get the true VIP experience.
I'll treat them better than I treat you.
That's not hard. Worthington Jewelers on High Street in Worthington, worthingtonjewelers.com, where Columbus gets engaged. And tell them Common Man sent you.
Join T-Bone and Tyvis mornings on the Fan for Football, Food and Fun, featuring T-Bone.
Now, when you were talking about the football stuff, I was listening, but when you said Waffle House, I leaned forward in my chair.
And national champ Tyvis Powell.
I was staring myself in the mirror for a good 10 minutes today looking at it.
Where they solve all the world's complex problems.
We're not putting the toothpaste back in the toothpaste container.
Sponsored by Capital Ford of Columbus.
Football, Food and Fun with T-Bone and Tyvis. Weekday mornings from 6 to 9 on The Fan.
Veterans and active duty service members. When your call to service ends, your mission doesn't have to. Go from GI to IT in just a few months at My Computer Career. Prepare for a high-demand career in cybersecurity, protecting people, systems, and institutions from real cyber threats. Cyber warriors are needed now. Will you answer the call? Go to mycomputercareer.edu/CWP to learn more. That's mycomputercareer.edu/CWP, an elite CompTIA certification partner. VA education benefits are available to those who qualify.
If you have been in a car accident in the past and have settled your case, I may have some good news. Some unethical lawyers have people known as runners who come directly to your hospital room or home and solicit your case. It's a disbarable offense. Anyone that would hire these scumbags needs to have their heads examined. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Now for the good news. If this happened to you, we will sue these lowlifes and fight to get all your fees back. And then look and see if these bottom feeders also malpractice your case and sue them for that too. You have nothing to lose and everything to gain. Visit forthepeople.com for a free consultation or call Pound Law on your cell, pound 529. If someone does this to you, call the Bar Association and report them. Let's fight these bums. Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com. Injured? Dial Pound Law.
Morgan & Morgan, Ohio office located at 600 Vine Street, Cincinnati. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
Care Heating and Cooling. When you need a company you can trust, call 1-800-COOLING.
Got this. Breathe. Breathe. You got this. You got this.
In the moments that truly matter, what do? Rise to the occasion. Ohio Health. It's time.
I take care of the kids, my dad, things at work, but I haven't made time to take care of what I need.
Millions of caregivers experience symptoms of anxiety and depression. Go to mentalhealthcareworks.org to learn how to get the support you deserve. A message from the American Psychiatric Association Foundation.
Broadcasting live from the McDaniel GM Superstore Studios, driving excellence since 1916. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. WBNS HD1 Columbus.
Good afternoon, I'm Tyler Amberg. With a Memorial a day away, Scotty Scheffler seeks to become the first golfer to three-peat the tournament since Tiger Woods. He tees off in the first round at 1:35 Thursday afternoon, looking to kickstart what could be a month of milestones. Scheffler told reporters that on Monday he stepped at Shinnecock Hills Golf Club, where he'll look to become the 7th golfer to complete the career Grand Slam at the U.S. Open, which begins June 18th. On the hardwood, NBA Finals begin tonight as the Knicks visit the Spurs at 8:30 in a rematch of the 1999 NBA Finals. Baseball today, Guardians visit the Yankees at 7:05, while the Reds host the Royals at 7:10. Since he recalled outfielder Noelvi Marte while optioning outfielder TJ Friedel. This update sponsored by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Reach your health and weight goals with Reclaim by Awaken 180, a 10-week medication-free plan. Awaken180weightloss.com.
Most shows just skim the surface, but Rothman and I feel like the biggest story of the day deserves a closer look. It's time for a deeper dive.
Sponsored by Orthopedic One, Central Ohio's most trusted orthopedic practice. Find a physician or location near you at orthopedic1.com.
All right, back in Dublin, back at Jack's Place, Memorial Tournament 50th year anniversary. We're at the halfway house, Rothman and Ice. Chef John hooking me up with the Southwest turkey wrap.
Chef John's a legend.
Maddie's auctioning off a smash burger.
I kind of feel bad.
No, you can auction it off.
I've been trying to. Scotty already
Miles Garrett type auction.
Scotty's not hungry, but I feel bad because Chef John's looking out. And he did say, if I'm remembering correctly, this is what you got Ice last year. And I didn't want to tell him.
He forgot that you don't eat anymore. And he also just, it was great. It's got the onion straws on it. It's got the barbecue sauce. And now what Maddie was going to do, and I thought this was a little risky, was just stand at the railing here and ask a random stranger if they're hungry. And just hand them a hamburger.
I don't want to throw it away.
Let me ask you this.
Why not help?
What's the over-under on how many people you'd have to ask before somebody said, sure?
Let's find out.
I'm going to say probably.
Burger?
You
want a burger?
It's a smash burger.
One and done.
Under a half. And he's a volunteer, right?
He works here. There you go.
Oh, Chef John cooked that up special.
Under a half. There you go. Got a smash burger. Watch yourself.
Look at that.
I thought you were going to auction it off, though. I thought we have 100 people right here. We could have started it at $25.
Sure.
Yeah, but see where we could have gotten.
But he gave it to a play yellow volunteer. That was the right guy.
And I'm
the right guy
right
got
now.
it.
He's taking a bite of it.
Let's see if that barbecue sauce just drips right on that yellow shirt. We didn't give a napkin with it. We just
here's a burger with a bunch of barbecue sauce.
Oh no! By the way, it's a walk-in bite.
It's dicey.
He's up the hill. And he just took a bite of it. Oh, if that thing just plops out of that barbecue sauce. Hey, he's going to say it's worth it.
Oh,
it was worth it.
Speaking of yellow polos, I did see one Clay Hall roaming the grounds earlier.
He was here
today. No yellow polo, I believe.
Wasn't volunteering today.
Okay, no volunteer today. But
media emeritus.
Another legend walking around here. And I got to name drop Scotty AR's name today when one of the security guards was giving me a little crap getting in here. And I said, I'm with Anthony Rothman.
You didn't say that.
Come on in, sir. Come on in. So I got to play that card today.
Come on in. We'll get you a golf cart to take you right to where you need to go.
Whatever you need.
That's right.
Slap in the face.
With Anthony Rothman.
All right. So this thing's going to play hopefully fast and firm this week. Muirfield is kind of a classic track, which I love because it has a lot of trees, tricky greens. Scotty Vegas and I know all about that. And with most Jack Nicklaus courses, there's a lot of trouble with hazards and deep bunkers, and it's a second shot golf course. And so here we are. So picking the winner, I almost feel like we should. Is Scheffler available, or do we try to say, hey, he's off limits?
So I think if you're going to take Scotty Scheffler, you almost have to say how many shots he's going to win by. Because if you remember last year, we were doing a little Scotty versus the field, and we said it was Scotty. And we said, okay, but is Scotty going to win by 3 or more? And he did, right? So we hit it last year. At this same spot, same time, we called the Scheffler win, and we said he'd win by quite a bit. So I think if you're taking Scotty, you got to say how many strokes.
Okay, that's fair. I've got him at plus 320 if you're interested in that. Kind of the runaway favorite right now that I'm seeing, AR, because next in line, fellas, I've got Rory at 10-1. Plus 1,000, according to Vegas, to get the old handshake from the legend on Sunday.
He's a guy I'll root for, but I'm not going to bet on him. I'd like to, but it just doesn't. I don't love the value. Yesterday, I picked Matt Fitzpatrick. I think he comes in as one of the hottest golfers around. He's got 3 wins already. We're at the halfway point of the season. He's got 3 wins already. Now, I used to think that this wasn't a course that if you weren't playing well, that you would come here and just magically it would happen. I never really believed that. And so I like to pick a guy who's kind of cooking a little bit, and he's driving it really well this year. A lot of improvement there. And he finished 5th here 2 years ago. And I just think I'm kind of encouraged by the season he's having, plus a little recent history here. I do trust him because he's number 1 in shots gained around the green. And I mentioned that it's a second-shot golf course. But I think he's handled the pressure in the final rounds. I think he's a contender. And what is the value on Matthew Fitzpatrick?
I have for you, sir, 20-1.
All right, I like that value. I'll take Matthew Fitzpatrick.
I am going with a heart pick. I'm going with the guy that you know I root for all the time.
Can I guess?
Please do.
Well, the one guy who you usually root for is not here.
He's not available.
And that's Captain Vic Hovland. I think you're going to root for a guy that I root for a lot, and that's one Tommy, don't call me Fleetwood Mac.
You were absolutely correct. I love the value on this at 22-1. He's never won here. I don't believe he's ever won a major even, correct?
No.
And so Tommy Fleetwood to get this one would warm my heart. So, Scotty Vegas, I'm going 22-1. Give me Tommy Fleetwood.
Okay, I like that pick, but I'm going to go even longer odds.
Oh, wow.
I'm going to go up to 32-1, Ben Griffin. And a couple reasons. He played really well here last year, and he was actually first-round leader last year, and played in the final group with Scotty last year. So he's played well here. The other thing is he finished just one shot out of the playoff last week, so he comes in playing really well too. So I'm gonna ride the horses for courses, playing well here, and the hot player and Ben Griffin.
Yeah.
So 32-1, I think great value. Yeah. But I got to tell you guys one quick funny betting story.
Yeah, talk to us.
So on Sunday, I love doing the top 20 bets. So golfers to finish in the top 20. And I do a little parlay, put them all together. And so
this is prior to the tournament or prior to the final round?
Prior to the final round.
Okay.
So I've got this beautiful parlay on Sunday, and I'm looking at it, and I'm like, this thing is coming through, baby. And it comes down to, on the 16th hole, Bryan Harmon, who was in the top 20, gets a double bogey, gets knocked out of the top 20. All right, so he blows the $3,000 that I would have won, okay? I lost sleep over this bet because I was already counting this bad boy.
Of course you were.
Who is the first person that I see walking in today? It was 7:30 in the morning. I'm walking from the parking lot in, and I see Harmon on the back of this caddy's, on the back of his shirt, on his bib. And I see Harmon. And so I'm like, oh. So that brought up bad memories. And then the first thing I see is Bryan Harmon and his bald head just walking through. And I was so angry. It took everything in me, guys, to not want to, just yell at him.
Back of the head slap, just a upward topspin forehand to the back of the head.
And I'm not one of those guys who goes on Twitter and yells after a bad beat, making fun of players or that kind of stuff.
Put him on
I
blast,
would never do
say.
that. I would never do it. But Bryan Harmon, just seeing that name as the first thing I saw this morning, brought back
Let me ask
really
you
bad
this,
memories.
Scotty Vegas, because sometimes in fantasy football how a guy can get on your bad side and you're like, I'm never drafting him ever again in fantasy. Is Harmon now for you on the non-betting list?
Absolutely. Screw him. Honestly.
Okay.
Once they do you in once,
you're out.
Because if you let it happen again, then it's on you, right? If you let them screw you over,
fool me again.
That's right. Right. So Bryan Harmon dead to me.
Oh,
right.
I hope he's not right behind me. Okay, he's not.
You know what he did is he took food off Scotty's table.
That's exactly what
this
he
is
did.
how Scotty feeds his family.
That's right.
His family with golf betting.
We don't get fooled again.
All right, let me ask you this. If we take a break and we come back, let's craft a make the cut bet parlay. How many golfers will be included in this?
8. We'll do 8. 50 top 50 in ties make it. There's only 72 players in this field.
Got a good shot.
Great shot.
All right, so we'll craft our make the cut parlay at the Memorial when we come back. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
The sound of Paul Keels calling a Buckeye game is erotic.
Oh, yes.
Your home of the Buckeyes, the Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Great Lakes Hyundai. The savings are so good.
The savings are so good at Great Lakes. But have you seen our inventory? With over 1,000 new Hyundais to choose from, there's no need to settle at glakeshyundai.com. Find a new Palisade with the exact options you need, or a new Tucson in that color you have been seeing around town. Plus, every new Hyundai comes with Hyundai Assurance and America's best warranty. A 10-year, 100,000-mile coverage. At Great Lakes Hyundai, the savings and selection are so good.
Hey, it's Austin Ward. Listen to The Beat with Austin and Byrne, now powered by the Waterworks and Header Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Get the latest Buckeye news, insights, and unbeatable analysis every day. Don't miss a moment. Stream The Beat with Austin and Byrne, sponsored by the Waterworks and Header Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
That was the moment when I realized I got to do something. I was scheduled to go in for knee surgery, and for the pre-op, they do the blood work. It was determined that I was now type 2 diabetic and I was severely overweight. Years ago, I could cut back and lose weight, and I was finding it difficult to do that. 2 days into the Awaken 180 program, my daily glucose level went from 170 down to 61. 1 week into the program, I lost 10.5 pounds. That was the eye-opener that I knew this was the right thing for me. They teach you the lifestyle change and how to be smart. I just can't say enough good things about Awaken 180 and the positive effects it has on you. It has completely changed my life.
Thanks, Phil. Austin Ward here, and Phil wanted to share his Awaken 180 story for the same reasons I have for so many years now, to let others know there is a medication-free solution for weight loss. Find your results at awaken180weightloss.com or call 844-346-1800.
Jeremy Foltz, CEO and co-founder of 3C Technology Solutions, speaks about working with First Bank of Central Ohio.
I think FBCO had a really nice personal touch. Transition was really easy and much cleaner than I thought it would be. Some very specific things that made me very excited to work with them are availability and creativity.
Experience what it's like to be first at First Bank of Central Ohio. Visit fbcentralohio.com for more details. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Wrinkles, gray hair, and hearing loss are common signs of getting older. But being short of breath, having tightness in your chest, coughing, and wheezing are not. If you are experiencing these symptoms, you may be one of the millions of people who are living with a condition called COPD but don't know it. Early diagnosis and treatment can add years of better breathing to your life. For more information, talk to your doctor and visit copdfoundation.org today.
We got a higher home appraisal after we put away our African art and family photos.
Has this happened to you because of race or national origin? Contact HUD at hud.gov/fair housing. A message from HUD and the National Fair Housing Alliance.
Feeling stressed or overwhelmed? Not sure how to get the mental health help you need? We've got your back. Call the Mental Health Insurance Assistance Office at 855-438-6442. We'll help you figure out what mental health benefits may be in your health plan. No more confusion, just the support you deserve. Call the Mental Health Insurance Assistance Office at 855-438-6442.
Proper tree care is an investment that can lead to substantial returns and increased personal enjoyment. Hiring a certified arborist can help care for your trees and prevent storm damage. Inspections by Ohio ISA certified arborists can often find and mitigate tree defects before they fail. Only professionals with specialized knowledge and training are properly equipped to provide appropriate care. To find an arborist, visit trees4ohio.org. That's trees4ohio.org.
In the old days when people lived to be 40, you only had one option for listening to your favorite show. But now, ooh, baby, radio, podcast, the Fan app, and YouTube, ooh, just to name a few, live or on demand. You have no excuses. The Fan. Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
We're keeping this sunshine around through this afternoon with highs near 80 degrees. Tonight's going to be nice and quiet, comfortable, with mostly clear skies, lows dropping down to the mid-50s. But tomorrow, we're even warmer. Lots and lots of sunshine through your afternoon. Temperatures climbing around to the mid-80s. I'm your 10 Weather Impact meteorologist, Lily Aldrich, with 97.1 The Fan.
Bobby Carpenter demands that you watch Morning Juice on YouTube. If you don't, Tito will move into your house.
Live at 6 a.m. on YouTube and streaming on the Fan app.
Rothman and Ice present Pre-Snap Reads.
Sponsored by Dr. Mark Levy. If you're snoring and not sleeping, call Dr. Mark Levy today at 1-800-MORE-SLEEP.
All right, Memorial Tournament tees off tomorrow. I mentioned these earlier. I'll mention them again. If you're coming out here tomorrow and you want to know when and where the big names will be starting and playing, 8:05, Jason Day is playing with Jordan Spieth. He'll be going off number 1. Also, Rose and Fowler together at 10 o'clock. Cam Young and Tommy Fleetwood at 10:10. And Rory McIlroy and Justin Thomas follow them at 10:25. They'll all be going off 1. Also, in the afternoon, if you're getting out here tomorrow afternoon, Xander Schauffele and Ludwig Oberg go at 1:25. Aaron Rai, who won the PGA, is playing with Scheffler tomorrow. He'll go at 1:35. So a couple of really nice afternoon pairings and some really cool morning ones, and just a star-studded event. Let's craft our Make the Cut parlay and see what kind of value we can get. We're going to leave Scotty Scheffler out of this for very good reason.
Yeah, so Scotty Scheffler, minus 5,000 to make the cut, which, guys, means a $100 bet on Scotty to make it would bring back $2.
But wait a minute.
Mm-hmm.
10 grand would make us 200.
Oh, should we do that? Are we in?
AR's got that money to take.
What would $100,000 do for us?
2,000.
Okay.
Now we got it.
Now we're
half
interested.
a loaf for each of us. We walk away with a cool G.
Okay.
Each.
Are we in?
Just to make the cut.
That.
So to make the cut,
yeah, he'll, knowing my luck, will get a back spasm like in the first round, and he'll start and have to withdraw.
I feel like we got to put our 3 championship picks in there, right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Matthew Fitzpatrick,
Ben
Griffin, and Tommy Fleetwood. They all have to be in.
If our 3 winners, and then we're parlaying those 3 together, if those 3 make the cut, we are down to minus 215.
Okay.
Okay, so we're getting closer to even money
yet.
But you got to remember, 50 and ties make the cut, and it's
true.
only 72 guys in the field.
All right, so we're 3 down already.
3
okay?
down.
All right, let me ask you guys this.
Yep.
You know I'm kind of a history guy when it comes to courses and all that. And I'm wondering, since Siwoo Kim has 5 straight top 20s through 2024, if he would be someone that we would consider.
I'm in on that.
Here's my only problem with it.
All right.
He's minus 1,000.
All right.
So we're not moving the odds very
All
much
right.
when we're
Okay.
taking guys
How
like
about-
Siwoo Kim.
All right.
We got to get a little more aggressive. We could throw Kim in there, but it's not going to do a whole lot.
What about
for
Jordan
us.
Spieth?
Okay, that
move it a little bit.
That would move it a little bit. I've got Spieth in here.
How do you guys feel about that?
Yeah, I like him
Spieth?
here.
You get on Spieth?
I'm in.
All right,
I'm in on Spieth.
One of my picks is going to be Spieth.
What about Cameron Young? Won't move it very much?
No, that's going to do nothing. He's minus 1,100.
All right. Okay, you want us to get a little risky. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Now, how about Alex Smalley?
Oh, now you're getting really risky. He's minus 500. Still, I don't love that enough.
All right.
How about Chris Gotterup? Couple wins this year. He's minus 450.
Yep.
Okay. Got her up. In.
I mean, I will say this. I don't know if you guys know this, but in 23 and 24, he missed the cut
here. All right, he's out.
I mean,
Cross him off.
Good info, yeah.
I'm not saying he's not
No,
a
it's
good
good
player,
info, AR.
but in his 2 previous times
He
here,
played well.
he's missed the cut.
It's not played well.
Now,
Okay.
they weren't
So,
signature, I don't think, in that time, but
Okay.
he's even.
What about? Go ahead.
I got a name for you guys because you guys interviewed him right here last year. Harris English is minus 450. He's
Put him
steady. He's been around for a while.
Put him in.
Okay, so no got her up.
Gotterup's gone.
Harris English is
AR,
in.
your pick is who?
Well, I have Fitzpatrick in there.
Your next pick.
What about Sepp Straka?
Seppi.
Yeah.
What do you got on that?
He's been top 15
Gotta be
here.
honest, Sepp
He's
has
been
screwed
third
me in
here.
the past.
Yeah, but he's been good here. Everyone has screwed
I
you
know.
in the past.
That's true. He's minus 500. Let's put him in.
Put him in. Sepp.
You want a little bit of a longer shot?
Sure.
Gosh,
How about Ricky?
Yes, you're not. Again, the odds aren't that great.
I mean, he tied for 7th here last year. He's got all those top 10s here.
What about Jason Day?
Yes.
All right, throw
Jason
Day. That's my next pick.
right.
So I'm going Day. My next one.
You do not want Ricky.
We have 7.
Ricky, don't lose that number.
I like Ricky, and Ricky's going to make the cut here, but he's not going to do a lot for our odds. So right now, the 7 guys we have, it's plus 240. I feel like we need to get something a little bit more juicy.
We got to get a little crazy here.
like Sung Jae Im, who I know you love.
Well,
Anthony.
I loved him when I won.
What about Denny McCarthy?
That bet hasn't been paid off yet.
I remember
Denny McCarthy is a former champ. No, he almost got it. Almost got it.
If you remember right, we were on the 18th green.
Yep.
Denny McCarthy was
with
coming
his family.
in. Yes, we were sitting right next to his family, and I was rooting on. Was it Bryson who won that year? Whoever it was with McCarthy, I was standing next to McCarthy, not knowing I was right by his family.
Was it Hovland?
It was. It was Victor Hovland.
I think it was Hovland.
And I'm cheering and going loud for Victor Hovland. Yeah. And McCarthy's girlfriend or wife was feet away from us.
How about Patrick Cantlay? What will he do for us?
Nothing.
Okay.
Again.
All right. Sorry. Trying to win.
Minus 800.
Sorry.
Yeah, but he was adding value to the parlay.
Be aggressive.
Be aggressive.
All right.
All right, so my picks are done.
How about what will Russell Henley do for us?
Nothing.
All right.
Come on. You keep giving me big names. He won last week.
AR, as we know, he's not a big risk taker.
No, he's not.
His body doesn't allow these things. He doesn't feel comfortable taking risk.
Billy Horschel?
I want winners. Former champ.
Yeah.
What about Wyndham Clark?
Ooh.
How do you feel about that, AR?
I could be talked into Wyndham.
Wyndham Clark?
I mean, he's a good player. I don't like that he likes to beat up lockers at Oakmont, but
this is your pick.
That means he cares.
He's passionate.
Right. He cares about making
Wants to
cuts.
be better.
You said we needed a big risk.
Yeah, we need to be more aggressive because even with our 7 guys, we're only at plus 240.
Okay.
Hideki won't do anything for us.
Sagala?
Oh.
No?
Risky.
Okay.
How about Pearson Cootie? Minus 280 would get us to only plus 360. That's terrible.
We're not doing that. That's ridiculous.
Daniel Berger, in honor of Maddie turning down his burger.
Don't say that too loud.
That was too loud.
Don't say that too loud.
Chef John just heard you.
We're kicked out.
Let me see if there's any.
All right, you guys got to get this. I'm done. I'm Spieth, Day, Fleetwood. You guys got to bring it home.
Do you have Horschel in there?
No.
Billy? No.
Boy.
Do you want Billy?
I don't know.
Billy gets us to plus 445.
Do we like Keegan?
He screwed me last week a little bit, too.
Of course. Another guy you lost money on. All right. What about Adam Scott?
Consistent. I like Adam Scott.
All right.
Let's put him in.
That's it.
We need one more, Scotty?
So we have, Fleetwood,
That's
Griffin, 8. Fitzpatrick, Harris English, Sepp Straka, Day, and
Scott. Did you mention?
We are plus 310 in the odds. A little more than 3 to 1.
Not horrible.
It's just not sexy, right?
Not.
8 guys
throw in
to
your
make the
Pearson Cootie, and you might have a chance. Maybe throw in a couple more names. Make it a 10-way feast.
12.
It's the only way you can do it if you're going to get us somewhere, right?
Unless we bet like $10,000 like you were talking.
Maverick McNeely. Throw him in.
Matsuyama.
Or Rio Hisutsani. Throw him in.
I think we got to get rid of Fitzpatrick and
That's
Fleetwood,
my champ.
because they're not doing much for us as far as the odds.
Okay, now you're scrapping the whole thing?
No, we'll leave it.
All right, name the names.
It's
names.
Ben Griffin,
yes,
Jordan Spieth, Harris English, Sepp Straka, Jason Day, Adam Scott, Matt Fitzpatrick, and Tommy Fleetwood. Feel really good about those 8 to
plus
make the cut.
310.
Plus 310.
All right,
but we haven't boosted it yet, so we can boost.
All right,
it's a good call, Scotty.
Let's try to win that.
Have you guys? Who's paid off on the bet you guys had for the whole Masters deal? Has that bet been paid?
That one hasn't been paid yet.
Who owes who again?
We don't know.
Scotty owes me.
Oh.
No,
he knows he does, but I mean, the dude Sanjay M finished 46th at the Masters. The bet was top 50.
Originally, it was top 30, and then it went to 40. And then I may have slipped. I'd even say top 50.
I think he has the audio. I think he could have it read back to you,
Scotty. I'm
Colonel
sure
Jessup.
The audio is going to reveal that you said top 50, and as soon as you said that,
done.
AR, the crafty vet that he is,
I don't even know what the
wasted
bet
no
was.
time
I think the bet was a a round of golf. Yeah.
All right, I'll take you for a
And
round
then there was a
of golf.
couple meals in there at Mendy's, I think, from the shot I hit at 12 here on Media Day.
No,
Two guys. It was a lunch
one
and a dinner.
Someone was supposed to lose their job.
Yeah. Well, you did hit it in the water.
I did.
So you're out.
That was bad.
But I've never seen somebody. I'll tell you this though. You did bury the putt from my tee shot, and I've never seen somebody so happy after hitting the ball in the water. That's Scotty Vegas.
Well, I had to clean up your mess because you missed the putt.
Yeah, sorry. I hit it.
Actually, I think Tim Hall lost his job because you had the tee shot, I had the putt. He did nothing on the hole.
He was out of the contest.
Yeah, he's lost his job.
I think the bet was closest to the pin.
No, it was not. You are changing
Was
the
it
bet.
total score?
Yes, it was score on the hole.
Well, you were in the water. You didn't go to the drop area. He was in the trap. He played out of the trap. He just didn't make his putt because everyone was focused on the scramble.
That might be true.
A friend of mine said we need to add Minwoo Lee to the parlay.
Oh.
All right.
That's
What does
the name
that,
we
what,
need in there.
what does
I don't know.
that do to it?
Minwoo.
He's saying go Minwoo Lee.
All right.
Add him to the lay.
Oh.
Does that do anything for you, Scotty?
Yeah,
Value-wise?
yeah, we're up to 410 now.
Okay, that's better.
We need to keep adding guys.
If that,
Get Minwoo Lee in there. He's at it.
all right. Maybe by the end we'll have this thing to what, 20-1 after we put in who, I don't know who. It's a signature event. I mean, these guys all earn the right to be here. Yeah. It's not like any pick's going to be awful. Like you said, it's a good, healthy cut.
Brian Herman, awful.
Maybe he'll win it.
Easy.
That would be something, wouldn't it?
Yeah, wouldn't it? Taylor Pendrith. All right. I'm all for taking risks. That's a fun one. We're going to come back in 2 minutes, Maddie. We get to break down the Jared Verse effect in Cleveland with our friend Jake Burns. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
Today, we're talking about how you don't have to earn more when you can save more. Okay, so you brought me this stat. T-Mobile customers had the lowest wireless bills versus Verizon and AT&T over the past 5 years. That seems surprising.
Yeah, when I first heard it, I thought, okay. But when the experts at HarrisX broke it down, it was true for millions of families.
They have a 5-year price guarantee on experience plans and America's Best Network, plus lower bills. I'm not hearing any sacrifice here.
Which is what people need right now. Reliability, predictability. Affordable wireless service isn't a perk. It's a difference. And listeners, if you don't believe me, you can check it out at tmobile.com/switch.
Best mobile network based on analysis by Ookla Speed Test Intelligence data 2H 2025. Price guarantee on talk, text, and data. Exclusions like taxes and fees apply. Based on HarrisX billing snapshots from Q3 21 to Q4 25 compared to average AT&T and Verizon bills. Comparison excludes discounts, credits, and optional charges. For more details, see harrisx.com/T-Mobile-bills.
Care Heating and Cooling. Honest technicians, honest pricing. Call 1-800-COOLING.
Common Man here. Join me June 20th for the Common Man Mile at this year's Fan 5K in Westerville. Get signed up at 971therace.com.
The 97.1 The Fan 5K is presented by Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, and the Common Man Mile is sponsored by Rose Pest Solutions. Rose Pest Solutions has been protecting Columbus homes and businesses for over 165 years. Got a pest problem? Rose is the solution. Call 800-966-ROSE or visit rosepestsolutions.com.
Disasters strike, fires, hurricanes, earthquakes. Direct Relief delivers. No politics, no red tape. Direct Relief is a lifeline to people in crisis. So check them out at directrelief.org. And if you can, donate.
Rothman and Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Anthony wore his cleats today. You know, just in case. You're listening to Rothman and Ice live from the Memorial.
Presented by the Waterworks and Header Plumbing, Drain, Heating, and Cooling. And sponsored by Ohio for Responsible Gambling. Visit pausebeforeyouplay.org.
All right, back at it, live at Memorial. And it's old news now, but it's still big news, and that's the fact that Myles Garrett is gone. But as we've talked about for the last couple days, his value was never going to be higher. And certainly it was fun to think about this king's ransom they were going to get from any team and umpteen picks. But what you really want to do is get quality, and I think they did here. The value on Jared Verse is big. That's a first-round level pick. And so essentially that means the Browns did get 2 firsts in this trade. No one would argue that with the future second and third-round picks for a player who's entering his 30s. which is Myles Garrett. And we know what his value is to anybody, and he's not your average guy. He never was and probably won't be for the next few years, and it might turn into another Super Bowl for the Rams. But Jared Verse's numbers do pop off the screen to me, and because he's been one of the best pass rushers in the game. He ran away with Defensive Rookie of the Year
he did.
a couple years ago, and he's a physically gifted guy. He's very athletic, and Browns fans should be very excited about having a 25-year-old. And now, I don't know where his regression is, and I can't wait to ask Jake Burns about this when we get him on the line, because I just looked up. So Pro Football Focus has Jared Verse ranks 18th in pressure rate, 13th in quarterback hits, and that's since 2024. And last year, Maddie, he was top 6 in pressures. And he was tied for 6th in run stops, and he was tied for 4th in forced fumbles. I mean, his numbers really jump off the chart. He's 3rd in total pressure since he entered the league, and that trails only Garrett and Micah Parsons.
Yeah, I mean,
so they've got a gem here.
He's in elite company. So you look at the 7.5 sacks that he racked up last year in year 2. Obviously, that's a massive gap between he and Myles as far as completing the play and getting the quarterback to the ground. But he's always around the quarterback, hunting the quarterback. And by the sounds of it, this is a complete edge as well. This is a guy that you can play out there in the run game as well, and he'll hold up just fine.
Can he handle being now the guy? Because the expectations are going to be pretty massive. Maybe not this exact season, but let's break it down with the man from Browns Film Breakdown, our friend Jake Burns. Jake, welcome.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Thank you. The Jared Verse effect, maybe you caught a few minutes of that, and he's going from a contender to the Cleveland Browns, and now he's going to be the focus of a lot of teams, just like Myles was. But let's start with Jared Verse, his impact, and how much did you like the trade?
I mean, you like it to the extent that you're getting rid of Myles Garrett, which I think obviously is never going to make you feel like you're totally winning, but getting back a player who I hold in pretty high regard, who's done really quality things in a short period of time in the league, just 2 years, it's hard to be too upset with what you would fill that position with. Like, your dream, if you got an extra first-round pick, maybe the 28th pick or 29, whatever it would be, is to find an edge like Jared Verse. Like, that would be the goal that you would try to accomplish at a premium position alongside, obviously, getting a quarterback as well. So, I mean, I'm watching a lot of his film today, trying to gather things to make a longer film room about who he is as a player, and he is really powerful, really, really fun as an edge rusher, wide edge rusher, and what the Rams do. They're kind of a hybrid, odd front, even front team, and I think Browns fans, as far as like, you lost Myles Garrett, that stinks, but as far as getting back a 25 to be 26-year-old late in the season player who can really produce for you, this is as good as it could probably get.
Since the trade became official, I've been thinking a lot, Jake, about Mason Graham and the player that he needs to be now moving forward, right? They drafted him very high, interior defensive lineman. Hopefully he can be a consistent player for him down the line. But what did you think of year 1 for Mason Graham, and what do you think that's going to turn into here in year 2?
I think that it was pretty solid. I mean, it's a position that's hard to translate in the league quickly, right? You're going from college where you're playing a bunch of fringe, big-time power conference school players who very few of those guys end up becoming NFL players, to then going to the league, dealing with how the NFL blocks more man-to-man downhill, whether it's gap or duo, those big-time two bodies on top of you type of setups. It's hard to get used to that in the league. And they also went from Michigan was more of a read-react front and how they played their defense, where he was kind of off the ball, press, release, read the backfield flow, read the concept on those early downs and go. Whereas in Cleveland, it's a very much vertical disruption scheme. So I thought by the end of the year, you could see him getting rid of some of the Michigan habits and getting into more of what they want him to do, creating, the kind of theory is you're playing the pass, you play the run on the way to playing the quarterback. They want you to really create discomfort up front, and then the linebackers kind of clean it up. That's their theory. And I thought he was getting really good at that by the end of the year. And that's just one of the positions, that tight end, obviously quarterback is the biggest, but the defensive tackle, tight end are two of the ones where you go from blocking a certain type of person as a tight end or taking on a certain type of blocker as a defensive tackle to taking on grown men trying to block. So I thought Mason did a really nice job by the end of the year getting comfortable. We also talked about he had some broken ribs late in the year too. So if you can get him fully healthy, ready to go, kind of attack the season, I'm excited for his year 2 development and a position where you should start to see some of that year 2, year 3 early lessons paying off.
Jake Burns with us, Browns film breakdown here on Rothman and Ice. So we were having the discussion on like the big picture of what the trade means in that quarterback room, and I know that's yet to be seen whether Deshaun comes back and wows them again, and whether they want to reinvest in him. And if they don't, then did that stunt a year of Shador's growth? And then it seems like now they have all this ammunition to be able to take a quarterback in 2027. What is this year about for you, Jake? I know, is it a soft tank in a way?
That's a great question. We tried to talk about that on a podcast last night. Like, what do you want the outcome to be for the year? Did they do this trade where they got rid of the best player on the team by a wide margin who probably gets you 3 wins, maybe-ish, or puts you in 3 or 4 more games to be competitive to win? Like, the question ultimately is how good do they want to be? I'm not sure. If there's a trade coming for maybe Denzel and some others and they are trying to tank, a soft tank, soft reset, cash some veterans in and continue to build on what we know is a really good 25 rookie class and what we think based on how they did in the draft will be a pretty good 26, then you gather as much asset collection as possible with the young core that's already developing, and you go get the quarterback you really want at the top of the draft. They also put themselves in the position by getting Verse back and obviously continuing the continuity of kind of keeping that defense structurally the same, that if they do play Shador, I think they should play Shador because I think I'd like to figure out 100% certainty whether he's the guy or not. I just don't personally see a long-term for Deshaun Watson. That you have an answer on that, good or bad, with Shador that ultimately gives you a chance to draft a quarterback if you don't want to. Now, the good thing is if Shador hits and proves you can win with him and he continues to grow and get better, then you've got maybe a top 15 pick and another first-round pick to use on continuing to build around him. I'm not sure. I think it's easy for the Browns to say they want to do this in a way that's not geared towards winning is the biggest solution, but they've also had too much of this in the last 26 years to tell their fans and sell them on this idea, especially the last 2 years where they have won so few games, tell them to sit there, hang tight, and just sit through another bad year. So they're in this spot where I think with a first-year coach, some real young talent, that they're going to try to do their best to win games. And if the losing comes a bit more organically, maybe the quarterback play is not good enough, et cetera, they're more than happy to use their first pick on a quarterback if it's at the top of the draft. Now, if they win 6, 7, 8 games, which this schedule that's not very good this year could allow, then you have another first-round pick in 27, an extra 28 second-round pick, and you can start to put together a package that does allow you to come up into the top 5 and maybe take the second or third best quarterback in the draft. So you can see kind of how they're attacking this from both angles, in my opinion.
Jake, in our last minute, we got to get your take on the possibility of a Denzel Ward trade. How would you feel about that, and what return, if the trade did happen, would make you feel like Andrew Berry did a good job?
Yeah, it's hard to feel like let me put it this way. The same with Miles would be with Denzel. You're seeing like franchise staples. I think I did this study recently that the Browns have only had 17 guys play 100 games with the franchise since they came back in 1999. So if you lose Miles and Denzel, you would have lost 5 of your guys between Wyatt, Joel Bitonio, and David Njoku. 5 of the total 17 that had played 100 games with your franchise. So that's a real changing of the guard in terms of going all in on the youth movement. I mean, like, I don't think Denzel going away from this cornerback room would be good for them and put them in a real tight spot, but I also understand trying to cash in your assets. My hunch in early June, and it could change maybe as you get toward the trade deadline and some team really needs this piece to push them over the top, but his concussion history, he's 29 on the cusp of 30. He's had the soft tissue injury history, probably a day 2 pick. Like the best I think you could get is a second rounder, probably more feasible to get a third rounder. And then it ultimately just comes down to like what was the case with Miles, which I don't think enough people talk about. He didn't want to be in Cleveland anymore. Does Denzel feel that way, or does he still want to be in Cleveland? Because that's ultimately the biggest factor.
Well done, brother. We appreciate you jumping on. Can't wait to talk about this with you. I'll tell you what, here's a quick one. Number of wins for the Browns this year?
I think 6.5 is the over-under line, and I think that that's probably fair. I would predict 5 at this point.
Okay. I need one more to win a bet. I need 6.
They could get it. Listen, there's a lot of winnable games on that schedule. So
that's why I made the bet.
6.
Yeah, that's why I made it.
Stay close.
You're the best. Thanks for jumping on, bud. We'll talk soon.
Thank you. Thanks, guys.
It's our friend Jake Burns, Browns Film Breakdown on the Bryan Heating Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. We come back and play Tell the Truth. Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
Wake up with the Fan. Eat lunch with the Fan. Go to bed with the Fan. Dream about the Fan. Then change your sheets. Gross.
Ew, you guys are gross, but stick around in case I don't find anyone else.
The Fan.
The next chapter of Cleveland Browns football is here, and we want to invite you to be the first in. It's a new world-class stadium. It's a new era of Browns football, and it begins in 2029. And your path to being a part of it starts today. Place your deposit now at newhuntingtonbankfield.com to reserve your spot and be one of the first to choose your seats in our brand new state-of-the-art enclosed stadium where Cleveland Browns football goes to the next level.
When sudden illness or injury strike, Ohio State offers 3 types of urgent care to meet any of your needs. From traditional urgent care to our specialized orthopedic urgent care for activity-related injuries and advanced urgent care for more serious injury and illness. Our experts treat everything from broken bones to ear infections and colds and flu. Ohio State Urgent Care. This is world-class care.
High energy bills? Your HVAC system could be the reason. Save up to $2,000 on a new HVAC system with Columbus Worthington Air. Smart homeowners know an old air conditioner can cost you more every month. Don't let it drain your wallet. Upgrade to efficient, reliable comfort with payment options that fit your budget. Backed by our exceptional service guarantee. Columbus Worthington Air and Bryan Heating and Cooling. Whatever it takes. Visit cwaohio.com/radio for details, terms, and conditions. License number 47543.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use? Now what?
I had a friend that went to my computer career.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu. My Computer Career, an elite CompTIA certification partner.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.
Some journeys start small, with small pause and big purpose.
Look how little you are, you sweet girl.
Every great partnership begins with the first step.
Bella, let's go.
Guiding them through the world so one day they can guide someone through life. With shared experience, confidence grows, and the path becomes clear. It takes time, patience, and love. But the reward lasts a lifetime.
Good girl, Bella.
You don't just raise a puppy. You raise a future. Become a Dogs Inc. puppy raiser. Give a dog a purpose. Give someone hope.
Learn more at dogsinc.org.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. Bring your landscape back to life with an unbeatable deal from Ohio Mulch. 5 bags of premium mulch for just $10. You choose from absolute black, brown, or red to make your flowers pop and your curb appeal shine. Whether you're refreshing flower beds or finishing up that weekend project, Ohio Mulch, they have everything you need to make it look like a pro did it.
Ohio Mulch, landscape supply, cleaner, greener, better.
When you saw your heating bills this winter, did you think this is out of control? The problem is your house is leaking money, and the only thing higher than your heating bills are your cooling bills. Steve here from USA Insulation. Let us fix your energy bill problem for good. If you aren't foam insulated, you really aren't insulated. For $99 a month, interest-free, we'll foam your home and help cut those energy bills. 529-2440 or USAinsulation.net.
USA Insulation.
The Fan is headed to the Memorial. Are you ready for 30 hours of live coverage? Oh, it's true, baby.
Sponsored by The Waterworks and Header Plumbing, Drain, Heating, and Cooling. TheWaterworks.com.
The best Memorial coverage, The Fan.
The Fan Poll is sponsored by JT's Pizza and Pub, home of award-winning pizza and $2 tall boys. All day, every day.
Tell the Truth with Rothman and Ice.
Sponsored by McDaniel GM Superstore. Driving excellence since 1916. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
All right, home stretch. TLC's going to take us home. Before we do that, Maddie asked me to tell the truth on who would be my personal Mount Rushmore of actors. And this just be personal favorites. This isn't like ranking who I think are the best.
No, just your personal favorites, because you mentioned...
If something with them comes on...
You're not changing the channel.
It has an emotional attachment or a nostalgic attachment. So I'm going to go with Paul Newman.
Okay.
Gene Hackman.
Okay.
Who's yours? Clint Eastwood.
Okay.
And Sylvester Stallone.
Okay.
That would be my personal Mount Rushmore of actors.
And if you could only pick one to rock with for the rest of your life, meaning this guy, you can only watch his movies of the four, which guy are you picking? Sylvester? Rocky?
Yeah, but it's, you get all of those. You get all the Rambos. You get everything else. I think those are movies that I would rewatch a lot. I was about to say Eastwood, because with Eastwood you get all the Dirty Harrys, you get all the Westerns, and I could survive on that too, but I'll say Stallone.
Makes sense. Good. It's a good list. Good Mount Rushmore. All right, TLC, what do you got?
Now you got me looking up on IMDb. They got a list. One of their writers, I guess, came up with the top 100 actors of all time. The ultimate list, as they called it. So this was as of 13 years ago.
All right.
Or maybe it wasn't even one of their writers. Maybe it was just a fan or somebody came up with it. But
you want
it
us
looks
to predict?
Yeah, so Paul Newman, who you said would have been the highest that was ranked, that was number 9. But who do you think they would have had in their Mount Rushmore?
Their top 4?
This is men and women, or just men?
Probably men.
Just men.
Okay.
I would say in theirs,
yes,
it would
Morgan
be
Freeman in that.
Probably, but not in the top 4. I don't think.
Samuel.
I'll say.
He's a volume shooter.
He's not in the top 4. He is a volume.
He's a volume shooter.
He is.
He's in everything.
I would say, where's Marlon Brando?
Marlon Brando is in the Mount Rushmore. He's number 2.
Good call.
All right.
Good call.
Where is Jimmy Stewart?
Jimmy Stewart is not in the top 10.
Okay. Where is Jack Nicholson?
Number 1.
All right.
Where is Denzel at?
Number 10.
Where is Tom Hanks?
Number 7.
Okay, so we're in the top 10. We've got one of the 4 already.
Would this be an older actor? Or are they kind of like...
3 and 4 are both still alive, and they are both associated with one another.
3 and 4 are both alive, and they're associated with each other. That's an interesting hint.
It's not unreasonable to connect these two. And I think it's very likely, one of them I can guarantee you, but I think it's very likely that Frank Kelly...
Oh, I got it. Wait,
let me cue up your theme music. Give me about 2 seconds.
Now it just hit me.
Go for it.
Al Pacino and Robert De Niro.
Yeah.
All right. The Connected was a great hint. All right. That was good.
There you go.
All right. Take us home. Who are you picking to win the Memorial? Are you throwing a dart at the board?
Yeah, I think I chose Chris Giddy Up, I believe is who I took.
That's right.
And to whom it may concern, Daniel Day-Lewis was number 5, Dustin Hoffman was number 6, and Anthony Hopkins, who
That's a good
I
one.
cannot swear that I've heard of before, is number 8.
Wait, what?
Oh,
You've never heard of Anthony Hopkins?
You just heard AR.
Not that I can recall.
Silence of the Lambs?
Didn't see it.
Okay. All right.
No. That's all I'm saying.
All right.
AR, did he pop up in Westworld?
Yes.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I thought so.
Mm-hmm. All right.
It's got to be. I guess it's a generational thing, but I'm kind of surprised.
You shouldn't be.
Well, it's just a name.
Lower your expectations.
Let me ask you this: you may never have seen him, but you'd never heard of him.
If I have, I forgot.
Okay.
All right.
We never got to this audio, but Rothman, you were intrigued by this. Jack Nicklaus was asked, does he hold his 19 second place finishes in similar regard to his 18 majors?
Not in my mind, but that's okay. No, I never worried about any of the seconds. The seconds, to me, As long as I prepared myself and gave it my best effort, and I got beat, that was okay. Somebody just played better than I did. And I never really had a big problem with that. Early in my career, I gave away the U.S. Open in 1960. I gave away the British Open in 1963. You learn, but those are learning experiences. And I think you have to have learning experience. And I gave away the U.S. Open in 61 also. But learning experiences that help mold your thinking of how you go about what you do in the future. It's part of being part of how you prepare yourself, how you're ready to play, how you're ready to go into it. And as I said, as long as I've done that and been there and prepared properly, there's 144 guys usually out there, maybe not anymore, maybe 70 guys now, maybe 2 guys here. They can beat you. And they just got to be just a little bit better than they are and a little bit better prepared.
So when I saw that we had that audio in the system, I kind of laughed at the premise of that, but you said that it wasn't as ridiculous of a topic as it may seem.
No, because the guy that holds the most major titles in the sport finished second 19 times. It makes you feel like what might have been. His answer is incredible because what he's telling you is that he may not have 18 without all the other seconds. That's the cool part of it for me. And I've never heard him really say this. Actually, I thought on the surface it sounds like a throwaway nothing question. Why would a guy who has 18 majors, actually he'd be more concerned about how many he's won than how many he hasn't. But what he just did is set the framework for that if I would have just been stinky in those tournaments and not gotten close to feel the nerves, feel the experience, the decisions I made, the strategy, the shots, that my physical under pressure, how I performed, I may not have 18. And I just think 19.
No, it's well said.
I actually think it was great.
I agree. That's well said. There's Tell the Truth for today. Hey, if you miss Peyton Manning, you miss Luke Bryan, you miss Bob Hoy, you miss anybody that stopped by with us today, you can always catch up wherever you get your podcast. Just type in Rothman and Ice. Everything we do from noon to 3 is waiting right there for you. Common Man and Timmy waiting on deck to take you to 6 o'clock. Don't move.
Incredible work by everybody out here today from the Fan. It's a tradition unlike any other, man. We covered a lot of ground, had a great time. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. And back again tomorrow, live at Memorial. Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
We test marketed naming the show A Guy and His Butlers.
Oh, that is very touching.
But we